Stanley Gwynn Jr.
Nevertheless, I think
season with a great performance.
Gwynn and Chris are ready to go.
3-2 to Castellanos. The 11th pitch of the at-bat. 8 in the air, deep center field. Dean is going back, still going back. At the wall, leaps up, can't get it, and it is off the top of the wall. Castellanos into second as both runs score. What an at-bat and a 2-run double here in the top of the 4th inning.
Put that guy in the team already. Come on, Nick Castellanos showing out. Yeah, right. I'm sold. Put him right in there in the number 4 spot, and drop Manny to 5th. I mean, who needs Manny? And you got Nick Castellanos slugging at spring training.
He got really unlucky on that.
Huh?
He got really unlucky on that because he hit the top of the fence. Like, it should have gone over the fence, but it hit the top of the fence.
Would have been a home run pretty much in any spring ballpark except for the one in Mesa today. The Cubs and the Padres are renewing acquaintances. I don't know if there's quite the same intensity today as there was back in October when the Cubs eliminated the Padres. Yes, I know. We all remember, don't we? 6-2 right now is the score. If you're wondering, Cubs are actually out in front. The 2 runs courtesy of Nick Castellanos right there on that 2-run double. That has been the extent of the Padres offense today. Bryce Johnson has a couple of hits. Miguel Andujar has a single and a stolen base today. A lot of the regulars sitting it out. But Nick Castellanos says, hey, look, I'm playing, and I'm planning to make this club. We're going to hear from Nick on the show today as Ben Higgins and Stephen Woods. Those 2 guys.
Yes.
They're down there at spring training this week. And you know what, Skraby? We like to have a friendly competition on this show, on the station.
Of course.
I think that, iron sharpens iron, as they say. Yeah, it's a healthy competition. I wonder if anybody, I don't know, does anybody ever ask you? I don't really get the question very often, but like, how do you guys get along with Ben and Woods?
Oh.
And I think we kind of poke fun a little here. I don't know if they ever poke fun at us.
Oh, yeah, they do. Remember when they called you and they had you on to talk about the marijuana cigarette?
I do remember that. But I think by and large, it's always been a good relationship. Both shows root for each other.
Yeah.
And, we even root for Braden once in a while, just for the hell of it.
Every once in a while.
Every now and again, yeah. But we do have a competition, I think, when it comes to who gets the better guests at spring training. I know. And if I don't have that competition, personally, I know you have that competition. You want us to get the better guests. Well, I'll tell you what, Scrabe, we're in trouble because they had a big day today on the show. I mean, we're talking Jackson Merrill. We're talking Nick Castellanos. We're talking Ramon Laureano.
Gavin
We're all on the – oh, they had Gavin too.
Oh, they had more than that. Jay Cronenworth.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So they just went all in today. If you want to listen to any or all of those interviews in their entirety, make sure that you wait till our show's over, and then on your own time you can go back to 97.3thefansd.com, find Ben and Woods page. You'll be able to listen to all those interviews, but we're going to play some of those for you today, or at least some of the things that Castellanos had to say, Jackson Merrill, et cetera, and on down the line. So you'll hear a bunch of that today as we join you right now, Skraby and I, in 2 different states, 2 different time zones. And if Tony ever joins us, and it's going to be tough because the Cubs and Padres are playing in Mesa, Arizona, which is, I would say that would be like Oceanside to El Cajon, except for LA traffic, So Tony's going to, once that game is over in Mesa, he's going to have about a 45-minute drive if there was no traffic.
Yeah.
And we already know what the traffic's going to be in Phoenix today. So hopefully we'll be able to hear from Tony later on. He'll join us. But either way, Skraby and I got you till 6 o'clock, and we'll have some fun on the program today. Sam Levitt is going to join us here with his twice weekly update from spring training. Today and Fridays are our days.
Well,
are they
we
not,
haven't
Scrape,
really
or is that-
determined today.
Oh, we
yet,
haven't really
but,
determined that. I thought we had.
Well, he said he wanted to keep it in the air just in case, but it seems
right,
to
in
be
case
like
he wants to-
Tuesdays or Wednesdays and Fridays is going to be.
All right. Well, he'll be joining us in a little bit, so we'll get Sam's insight into anything that's going on in spring training today. I don't know if Dr. Levitt will have a update on the very nerve-wracking hemorrhoid situation surrounding Matt Waldron. Oh, my God. That is not what you want to come up with in spring training if you're Matt Waldron or anybody for that matter. I will tell you that when I hear hemorrhoids having to do with baseball, and I don't have the same access to the internet today as usual because I'm here in Boise, Idaho in the hotel. So if you can look this up, Skrabe, George Brett, the Hall of Fame third baseman of the Kansas City Royals, famously either missed a playoff game or two or a World Series game or two.
World Series.
It was it.
So you want to hear something funny, Chris? I wish
he had the worst. I think he had the worst case of hemorrhoids anyone's ever had. Like George Brett couldn't move for like a month. Look that up because I don't remember all the particulars about it.
I see it right here. It was. I'll tell you this first. When I was walking Lucky this morning, I saw the neighbor. He's a big Padres fan. He stopped. He wanted to chat about spring training. We talked about the hemorrhoid situation with Matt Waldron, and then he goes, "That's crazy because George Brett had to miss 2 World Series games in 1980 for
he said
a
the
hemorrhoid."
same thing.
It was
so it was. Was it 1980?
Sorry,
was that
Chris
actually
and I are
it?
going to have to figure out this delay. We'll get it under control, I promise.
Oh, I'm on a little delay. We can't have that.
It's okay.
Can't have that.
It's okay. So George Brett had to leave game 2 in the 6th inning because the pain from a severe hemorrhoid was so bad that he had to leave the game, and he had minor surgery.
Yeah, they had to actually do surgery on him. It wasn't just like, hey, George, here's a little preparation H. We'll see you tomorrow. Like it was a whole thing.
It looks like he came back for the series because of the surgery, but he did have to leave the game because of it, and he was not comfortable throughout the series.
Right, and that was 1980. That was the year that the Phillies beat George Brett and the Royals in the World Series that year. Had George Brett been healthy, the result of that could have been the other way around, but George Brett and the Royals would get their World Series 5 years later in 1985. They would beat the St. Louis Cardinals to win the first World Series. The Royals ended up winning another one with Eric Hosmer and company over the Mets. But, George Brett, when I think of hemorrhoids, George Brett's name always pops up. And I'm sure George is really happy, that the whole world always thinks of him, or the sporting world anyway, always thinks of him when they hear hemorrhoids. Yeah, because that's like the most famous one.
He said, I'm reading some of the stuff. He said he doesn't, it's unfortunate that he missed the game, but he's kind of embraced the whole thing. They called him the hemorrhoids guy, I guess, for a little bit. But Chris, my question is this. Do we need to know that this surgery was taking place? Couldn't they have just, because I'm going to defend Matt Waldron here. I am positive.
Now, wait a second. Wait. Are we talking about George? Are we talking about George Brett, or are we talking about Matt Waldron?
Sorry, Matt Waldron. Matt Waldron.
Okay. We're talking about Matt Waldron. Is he having surgery?
He is having surgery. That's why he is going to miss time. I don't know. And honestly, it sucks, but he probably won't make this team because of a hemorrhoid surgery, Chris. That's tough to deal with. Also, I don't need to know this. If the team said he had an infection, he needed to have a minor procedure done. Sure, there would be a follow-up. You would have been fine with that? I would have been okay. I don't need to know everything about these guys. You didn't need this information. No. Well, I have a feeling Matt Waldron probably going to be, first of all, I can only imagine the kind of pain he's in. All right. Yeah. Like any of us can, hopefully none of us ever have to experience this, but we kind of know, an uncomfortable feeling at times 20 for Matt Waldron right now. So bad that he's got to get surgery. So let's first wish him all the best and all of that. That's important. But secondly,
he's going to be embarrassed about this the whole time.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, there's no other way around it. I remember when I was at San Diego State, there's a 7-Eleven on campus, or pretty close to campus, right there on Lindo Paseo and College Avenue. So if you go to State, you know what I'm talking about. And I lived down the street from there in the fraternity, and one of our guys, a guy by the name of Rick Jeter, giving Rick a shout out here. I haven't spoken to him in 25 years. Hey, Rick. But Rick Jeter came in one day and he's like, guys, I think I kind of got some. Well, he basically said he needed some preparation H. And he goes, I am too embarrassed. I cannot go down there and buy this stuff. It is like.
That is a tough when you're at a college 7-Eleven.
Right. College 7-Eleven. Who knows who's going to be in there? I stupidly said, come on, Rick, it's no big deal. And he goes, well, if it isn't, why don't you go buy it for me?
Good
and
idea.
I said, yeah, right. So I said, no problem. And I went down there and I'm like, dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum. I walk into 7-Eleven. As soon as I looked at the cashier and the 4 co-eds that were standing in line, and had to say, you know where the preparation H is?
Oh,
you know
my
what I mean?
goodness. I would have never asked. I would have just ran around the store for hours.
You would have just looked around the store for an hour.
Yeah.
It was the most embarrassing thing ever.
Right.
I got to tell you. And, Rick Jeter ended up getting it, but I was embarrassed beyond belief. So this is a tough situation for Matt Waldron. And I can't believe we're spending the first segment of the show talking about hemorrhoids, but that's what we have to.
I mean, that's the news that was set on our plate this morning, was the hemorrhoids.
That's right.
News.
That's what they gave us.
I get people who are saying like, hey, don't make it, because I tweeted out, we didn't need to know this. And they're like, it happens to everyone. Yeah, it happens to everyone. And someone even said we need to normalize hemorrhoid problems like appendectomies. So apparently there are pro hemorrhoids people out there. So maybe it's not as embarrassing as we think it is, Chris.
Yeah, I got to tell you, people, it's kind of one of those just embarrassing things. It just is. It is. There's no way around it.
I don't want anybody to know what's going on back there.
Yeah, right. That's everybody's own business. Come on, let's leave that alone. But anyway, we wish the best for Matt Waldron, and we wish everybody out there, if that kind of thing happens, look, you get help. There's things that can make, take care of it for you. And in that regard, you're not alone. Okay, so let's leave it that way. You'll always have Matt Waldron and George Brett to lean on when it comes to that situation.
If you're going to be in a club with someone, might as well be George Brett.
George Brett's a Hall of Famer. I mean, first ballot. It's not even like there's any question.
Yeah.
Before Tony Gwynn came along, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better left-handed hitter in baseball than George Brett. I mean, this guy was, the absolute top of the line. Hit 390 one year. 390. Wow. The only one that beat that was Tony's year in 94, and Tony's 394, but that was a shortened season.
Yeah.
Brett did it in a whole season.
That is crazy.
Yeah, George Brett was a great hitter. Unfortunately, he'll never live down the hemorrhoid thing. All right, best to Matt Waldron. We'll hear from some Padres on some real baseball-related activities here.
No hemorrhoid talk in the next segment.
No more hemorrhoid talk if we can help it, although knowing us, we'll probably be dragged down into the muck and mire as the show goes on. Chris Ello in Idaho today. Skraby's in America's finest city. Tony will be hopefully with us later from Peoria. Sam Levitt will be with us. We're just getting started. Glad you're with us on 97.3 The Fan.
We have a great pool and spa in our backyard, but my parents...
Hello, broadcasting live from the Bill Howe Grove Hotel in downtown Boise, Idaho. I didn't know. I bet you the Grove didn't know they have a new sponsor here.
No.
In Boise, Idaho. This is, by the way, is the nicest hotel we stay in on road trips. This is almost like a Tony Gwynn level hotel.
Wow.
Like they have a robe hanging in the closet. Like we don't normally get those.
What is that?
On road trips. Huh?
I said, what is that? A robe hanging in the closet? I've never been to such a expensive
You've
hotel
never been
before?
to a place like, yeah, they can hang as many robes as they want to in the closet. I am not a robe guy.
I'm not either. And I think Don and Mud have talked about this during their broadcast. And
Have they
Mud
really?
is a robe
He
guy.
is?
And he wears the hotel robe.
I don't like first of all, I don't like the feel of a robe. I don't like the material that they make robes out of. Secondly, I hate anything that acts like a belt. So when you wrap that around, it's like you have a belt. And third, I just don't feel comfortable in the robe's design.
My earbuds fell out. You were saying you hated belts.
I don't like belts. So with the robe, you got to tie the thing together. So that's a belt. I don't like the material, and I don't like just the general design of a robe. You know, like when you cinch it up, it's all nice and tight and comfortable.
Yeah.
But after you walk around for 5 minutes, and it's loose, and everything's kind of.
It's also dangerous.
Like
what if it opens up or falls off?
That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. Don't like the robe. Don't like the robe.
Fair
I mean,
enough.
unless you have if you have a room by yourself, maybe it's okay. But if you're sharing with a room, you don't want to give them, a sight they don't want to see.
I mean, if you're sharing a room, you should not be wearing a robe unless it's your significant other.
Right. You should not be walking around. Anyway, I'm at the Bill Howe Grove Hotel in Idaho. They know how, and Skraby's at the Bill Howe Studios in San Diego, where he knows how, and Tony's on the Bill Howe Phoenix Expressway. At least he will be soon after the Padre Cub game, and he'll be joining us soon. Don't forget to listen today around 5:30, a little after 5:30. We will announce today's biggest fan for a chance to qualify for a night in the Odyssey Palace Suite at a Padre game this coming season. It'll be catered by Spiro's. We'll all be there. So if you want a chance to win this unbelievable prize, register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan in order to potentially have your name called. We also have some Aztec tickets to give away. Aztecs, Utah State tomorrow night. Great game at Viejas Arena. Go to Aztecs.com if you want to get tickets or stick around. You might have a chance to win some here a little bit later in the program. All right, spring training today, and Ben and Woods with the big lineup this morning, and wanted to hear a little bit about what each guy said. So let's start with Ramon Laureano. His picture was in the paper today on the front page as they were talking about the potential of the Padre lineup this year. And I don't know, what do you think about Ramon Laureano? Skrabe, are you, if you look at this guy's career stats, he's always been really good, but he's never been as good as he was last year. Like last year was his breakout, and I'm not doubting that he can do it again. I'm just saying that I kind of got to see it again before I'm going to buy it because, last year was just, his year. I mean, he was dangerous all year with the Padres.
He was. Were you on the walk with me this morning? Because that was another topic of conversation with my neighbor. But
that is funny.
I do share similar concerns. Do I think that he's going to just completely be a different player? No. But I do, it's always a question for me whether a player coming off of a career year is going to be able to live up to what he just did. And I hope he will. But there's going to be a question until he gets on the field and he proves it. I think people are going to wonder if that's the case this year. I don't think it will be, though.
Well, and the other thing is we never seem to mention, maybe it was just a stepping stone last year to even a bigger year.
Yeah, true.
This year. It can always go that way.
It could be.
So let's hope for that.
He's been a solid hitter everywhere he's gone. So it's not like he's a
right.
He just had an insane season. He had a really, really good season. And so that would be welcome this year, too.
Where's he going to hit in the lineup? We've been talking about this. It's been kind of the early season storyline, and you've had Xander Today, Castellanos was hitting second with Merrill off, not in the lineup, but we've had Manny third. We've had Fernando cleanup. I think one thing we're pretty clear on, even a week into spring training, is that Fernando's not batting leadoff this year. So if you're a big fan of Fernando batting leadoff, you can pretty much forget about that. That is not going to be what's going to happen. To me, the question right now becomes who is going to bat leadoff. Would Laureano even be a candidate to bat leadoff? Here's what he told Ben and Woods as far as where he would like to hit in the lineup.
No, I lost a lot of headache a long time ago on that, so I don't pay attention to it anymore. Just
like when you were younger.
Early in my big league career.
Yeah.
I remember in Oakland, leading off, hitting 8 the next day, and then I didn't understood what that was, and then hitting 5th, hitting 2nd, hitting 7 the next day. Like, so I'm like, oh, whatever happens, I can care less.
I like that, right? He just comes back after the inning and he goes, "Am I coming up?" And somebody says, "Yeah, you're up. Go up."
Yeah,
And it is kind of funny because we all, and I mean everybody, analytic people and fans and managers and, media, national spokespeople, focus on the lineup. And honestly, after the first inning, the lineup is just whatever's up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're batting 5th, you're only batting 5th in the first inning.
Yeah.
Because after that, you might be batting 2nd, you might be batting 6th, you might not come up at all. So I think we overrate it to a certain extent. But it's funny when the team's going well, we're happy. When the team's not going well, we always go, change the lineup.
Well, we have
first thing.
We're creatures of change.
Yeah.
So when we see something not going right, we have to try to change it.
Lose 3 games in a row, change the lineup. I mean, I'll be honest with you, and again, you like to play your Cher song, but the big red machine, the Dodgers in the 70s, the Yankees, the great teams, had the same lineup every day for 5 years in a row. You know what I mean? Like nothing really changed. It was just automatic and you just did it and that's all you did.
I'm not really one to be angry at a lineup except for when Luis Ariz was doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over.
You and everybody else.
And there was no thought of doing anything different. But Ramon Laureano at the leadoff, I'm not a fan of that. I really like Xander Bogaerts at the leadoff.
You're liking that?
Yeah.
Okay.
If he hits a home run, great. If he hits a double, great.
I'm going to agree with Matt Snyder when he talked to us yesterday. And if you missed that interview, I would go back. It's a good one. But he said he's not sold on Xander in terms of being on base enough in the leadoff. And
that is a fair question.
I'm kind of with that. Not everybody has a 390 on base percentage guy. So I get that. But is Xander going to be good enough to be on enough? Because I think if he's on, he's going to steal. That part I like.
Yeah.
All right, here's Jackson Merrill talking about last season. I think a lot of people say it was a big disappointment. Injuries had a lot to do with it, number one. Number two, I don't know that last year was a big disappointment except for comparing it what he did his first year. I mean, he was so incredible his first year, we just assumed he'd pick up right where he left off. Doesn't always work that way. Let's hear what Jackson said about last season and the injuries and everything.
Yeah, it's tough. I say especially like the hamstring and the concussion was tough. Like the concussion kind of makes you a moody person. Obviously you're kind of all thrown off. Body's hurting a little bit, neck was hurting a little bit. But the hamstring one was just more like annoying because it was right when the contract happened and right at the beginning of the year. We were freaking 7-0 going into Chicago, and then it kind of just got all slowed down. But, I kept my head high. I think at some points it was tough, just like sitting there and watching my teammates. But, I did the best I could. I was there trying to be there as much as possible. I just, I miss playing the game, honestly. That's all it was.
It's a good thing that the word friggin' is allowed on the radio because Jackson throws that at us once in a while.
He does.
He does. He likes that one. I think Merrill's going to have a really big year, and I think if he's obviously health is going to be a big thing, but if he's healthy, this kid has proven to me that he can do the job. What were his final numbers last year, Skrabe? Do you have it handy?
Yes, I do.
Again, I don't have the same access to I usually do here, or I can't get the stuff as quickly. What was his final numbers? Like how was it? Was it that bad? Or?
He had a 2.7 WAR, which was down from a 4.4 WAR. So he still had a great season with a 2.7 WAR, but he 264 batting average, 774 OPS, 16 homers, 67 RBIs. And I mean, the big thing was he only stole one base last year, and the hamstring definitely played into that.
Had a lot to do with that. What was his OPS the first year? You said 774 last year?
774 last year, 826 in the first year.
Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't that far off. I mean, 50 points is not – that is something he can easily make up.
But there was a point during the season where he was struggling a lot. And it was like he finally – for the first time, we've seen Jackson kind of look lost at the plate, and he even said it himself that he looked lost at the plate. But then he ended the season strong. He started the season very strong, and then he got hurt. So I think we're going to be looking at the guy we saw at the beginning of last year and the end of last year.
Well, again, there's one other thing with Jackson Merrill that we don't even appreciate enough as fans and people who watch him play. The guy is a shortstop. And he's playing center field almost, like he's Willie Mays out there.
Yeah,
he's a great center fielder. He's not Willie Mays. Nobody's Willie Mays. But he does a great job, and that is something we just take for granted now. So, I think it's something to always keep in mind when you're appreciating Jackson Merrill. And when it comes to switching positions, Nick Castellanos may have the biggest switch of all. He was on with Ben and Woods. Talking about going on over and learning to play some first base. Here's what he said.
I think I can do it. Talking with AJ before I signed, it's something that I believe I can do. Now, that being said, I am not saying that it's not going to take a lot of work and there's not going to be some growing pains that come with it. But I'm definitely somebody who's not afraid to work. I had to learn how to play the outfield in the big leagues.
True.
Amateur, I was a shortstop. I got drafted. Detroit put me kind of all over the place because my bat was ahead of my glove. So, A-ball, I was at third. Double-A, I was in right. Triple-A, I was in left. Big league debut in left. And then my rookie year, I'm back at third base. So, I have like 500 games or so on the dirt. And then at that point in time, the way the Tigers roster was set up, we traded for a kid named Nick Castellanos, who at the time our front office really believed that this switch hitter could have an incredible career, and they thought that I was athletic enough to be able to play right field. So 7 years have gone by. I've been playing right field, and now, honestly, like Craig just said, like, hey, you ready to go back into the outfield? I'll do whatever you need. I'll play first. I'll play left. Tatis needs a blow. I'll play right. I'll DH. Whatever.
That guy sounds like a real problem child, doesn't he? Sounds like a real – yeah. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, this guy's come on. What a self-centered, egotistical, arrogant, guy that nobody's going to get along with.
I think that the Phillies fans –
did everybody hear that answer? I mean, it sounded perfectly fine, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I think the Phillies fans are just kind of sad that it ended the way it did and the way he went out, because he was a fan favorite there. But, I mean, everything that he said there is everything that we want out of a baseball player.
Yeah, that's all I want is somebody to come to the Padres and say, and he said it right away, Padres have never won the World Series. I want to help them win that first one. Hey, that's the attitude we all want. So, it is kind of interesting. I know everybody's keeping a little bit of a, kind of the ear to the ground, waiting for, the other shoe to drop or something with Castellanos, but I haven't seen any signs of that. And, let's give the guy a fresh opportunity. Like Kevin Acee said, hey, Nick, can you tell me about, what it feels like to get a fresh start? And Nick said, it's a fresh start, period.
Because when Adam told me they had Nick Castellanos on this morning, I was like, oh, how was it? Was it weird?
Yeah, right.
And he was like, no, it was a very good conversation. And, sometimes Nick might be short, but he also give you answers that are really thought out like that.
That was a good answer. And if you're just tuned in, he had the only 2 RBIs in the spring training game today, a 2-run double off the fence in deep center field. It's the only two the Padres have gotten today. They're trailing the Cubs 6-2. The game is in the 8th inning at Mesa, Arizona. By the way, we didn't mention this earlier. Marco Gonzalez got the start today for the Padres, and he's part of the competition with everybody going after those, last two spots. After J.P. Sears yesterday, 4 runs in 2/3 of an inning. Today, Marco Gonzalez, 3 runs in an inning and 2/3, gave up 5 hits. So I would say neither guy had the kind of first start of spring that they would want to. We'll take a break. Sammy Levitt from Peoria. More Padre conversation, and we'll go a whole bunch of different directions as we continue here on Gwynn and Chris.
Ben and Woods on the Fan.
And I was thinking, well, the Ben
All
Higgins.
It's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was just saying it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was just saying it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But Yeah, I mean it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth, but if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the beaver nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation.
Omaha.
Nice job.
Crazy
Peyton.
that is no longer a city in Nebraska. That is a announcement that says we're changing plans here. Welcome back to Gwynn and Chris. Crisello, Matt Skraby. We're separated today by a one-time zone. I'm in Boise, Idaho. Skraby back at the Odyssey Palace Studios, the Bill House Studios. Yeah. He knows how. Tony Gwynn Jr. wrapping things up with the Padres in Mesa today. They're playing the Cubs. And Sam Levitt was going to join us here in this segment. Apparently, Sam has been called upon to pitch the bottom of the 8th inning. So he's not – it wouldn't surprise me. Would it surprise you if he said, I'm down here in the dugout and they're thinking of putting me in the game? I mean, Sam is such a legend now. It almost wouldn't shock me if, Craig
would love to
Stamets
see Sam throw a baseball.
Oh,
I don't think I've ever seen him throw a baseball.
Haven't seen a lot of athletic activity from Sam Levitt, frankly, other than sprinting across the infield and juggling his equipment.
That's
that
very
he can
athletic.
do. He can do that better than anybody. But no, Sam doesn't have wherever he is in Arizona. His service isn't working, so he's going to join us in an hour. And but we're going to go and do some Padres Pen Pals here, so a lot to talk about anyway. And also make sure you stay tuned. At the end of this segment, about 15 or so minutes, we're going to give you a chance to call in, answer a trivia question. And if you do it, you will go see the Aztecs basketball tomorrow night against Utah State. And, despite all of the haranguing about the Aztec basketball team that I'm hearing around town, they win that game tomorrow night. They're going to be back in a tie for first place. So if this is what a terrible season looks like, Skraby, it's, it's okay with me, right?
I mean,
everybody's like, well, they're having a terrible, well, I know, but they win tomorrow, they're going to be in first place. So can't be that bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll have some tickets. So we're going to talk some Aztecs basketball a little later in the show as well. But right now, let's do some Padre Pen Pals. There's probably a lot on everybody's mind here at the beginning of spring training.
All right, if you've never heard Padres Pen Pals before, oops, I didn't put Chris up. There he is. If you've never heard Padres Pen Pals before, it's kind of morphed because I used to get direct questions, and now I don't get direct questions because I don't. And so I take like tweets or thoughts that I see out there, and I form it into like kind of a question for everybody. But sometimes I do get questions. So if you want,
right, that's not to say if you don't have a question
Yes.
that you would actually like, us to answer.
Thank you for saving that, Chris.
Feel free to send it in. Skraby will still get us to answer it. Otherwise, we're going to address, the big storylines going on out there.
Correct.
I love the open to this segment because, Uncle Teddy says hurt the pelota big time.
Of course.
I really miss Uncle Teddy. I do. It's just on the air.
Here's a
it's
concept.
fun to have.
Bite me.
Exactly. That's what I miss. I can't help it. We got to have him on again. I know he's been hasn't he been doing a semi-regular hit with Ben and Woods in the morning? Have you heard any wind of that?
I have not caught wind of that.
I thought they were trying to do something called Teddy Tuesdays. I don't know if that ever came to pass, but either way, next time we can get Ted on, it's always a pleasure. It's
Yes.
always a pleasure.
We should have him in studio one day and just say go, and then have him just talk.
We could all leave
Yeah.
and come back in 4 hours, and he would still be going.
And I'll be like, you want to take Skraby show? Okay, you keep going, Ted.
That is one of the most incredible things I've ever seen when he would do that, along with the fact that he used to host the nightly sports report on Channel 8. And that's when the sports report was like 7 minutes long, if you can believe it.
That's a long time for a sports
Yeah,
report.
right. And he would do the sports report with no teleprompter, the whole thing. And, he'd be right on it. Ted has a gift. What can you say?
I was informed that he has been on Ben and Woods, but he does not have a regular hit with Ben and Woods.
All right. Well, good. Then we're going to get him on our show one of these days. Here.
All right.
All right.
Padres
That's my
Pals.
Padre Pen Pal concern. Now go on to the rest of them.
Okay, we will go to the concern. We just talked about this guy. Actually, we just heard a clip about this guy, but our first pen pal is about Nick Castellanos. I'm coming into this season open and optimistic. Seeing Nick Castellanos at first base was not something I was expecting. He's never played there, and I don't think now is the time to learn. Do you guys, Chris, think Nick Castellanos is going to play first base this year?
I don't even think it's a question, really, unless he doesn't make the team. Like if he flames out somehow, in spring training and, they decide they're just going to go in a different direction. But from what I've seen, and I think from what you've seen, Skrabe, the first week, Castellanos has been perfect here.
Yeah.
He's made a diving play. He's had some big hits already, swinging the bat well. Seems to be getting along with everybody in the clubhouse. He's saying all the right things.
Stopped Kevin Acee in his tracks.
Hey, it's a fresh start, Kevin. But no, so I think, yes, he's going to play first base. Where else are you going to put him? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, he's a right fielder lately, the last 7 years. Fernando's not going anywhere. Jackson Merrill's not going anywhere. Laureano's not going anywhere. You got Machado, you got Bogarts, you got Cronenworth, you got Fermin.
There's only one spot.
Yeah, so he's going to play first base. I will say there's no guarantee that he'll be good, but there's also no guarantee that he won't be okay. A lot of first basemen don't start off as first basemen. They end up there, and they learn to play it well.
Oh, what was it? The closer you get to the dugout, the
yes,
older you get?
Bogarts didn't like it because he was closer to the dugout. But I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of every first baseman in the history of the sport right now, and everybody's going through my mind. But
I can tell you
guys,
this.
Yeah.
I remember in San Francisco when Buster Posey was getting older, they wanted to put him at first base. He played first base. He wasn't a great first baseman. So it's not like everybody who goes and plays first base is going to be great at it. I for sure think they'll put him out there if they think he's ready, but I don't want to see him in big situations at first base at this moment. Now, it may change after he shuts me up and digs out a couple balls, but I'm not sure that you can rely on him at first base defensively.
Well, you certainly can't rely because he hasn't done it yet. So you have to wait and see. So, yeah, rely is not a word you can use. But he's going to play. They're going to see how it works out. Most people complained about Arise all year. Didn't cover enough ground, didn't make plays, wasn't tall enough. I'll tell you one thing. Fans have been complaining about first base for a decade now. I mean, Eric Hosmer was one of the great defensive first basemen in baseball.
So he came here.
Apparently until he came here. And then people didn't think he even knew what the hell he was doing over there.
Well, there were some curious plays where he was setting up like behind the base.
But I'm just saying. So you weren't worried about him, though, when he got
here, was his position.
I know. So let's just see how it works. Castellanos. He's going to play some first base. If it doesn't work, they'll figure something else out. And Gavin Sheet's going to play first base, and he's played there, and he's more comfortable. So you got Andujar. You got a lot of options, and something will work.
Yes, I agree.
I don't think you need Freddie Freeman's great. Don't get me wrong. Many of these guys are. But I don't think you need a Hall of Fame, Gold Glove first baseman to win.
Oh, no, you don't. You definitely don't. All right.
I mean, Bryce Harper's, passable down there. Pete Alonso's less than passable down there.
What about like a Vlad Jr.? He's pretty good.
It's okay. I mean, when's the last time you heard Vlad Jr. and you said, well, let's talk about his glove?
Every time I talk about him, Chris.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, I'm just saying. First base is not a great defensive position. Like you said, Skraby, dig out a couple of throws, make a diving stop once in a while. You'll be fine.
He's definitely got the height. I buy into the height thing. All right. Next one. I'm not going to lie. Seeing my Padres come back yesterday and win yesterday's game against the Brewers got me really excited for the regular season to get here. I don't know I can take the heartbreak if they don't make the playoffs this year. Makes me sad to think about Manny and Xander getting older and getting closer to a World Series. I'm up first. Do you guys think they make the playoffs? This is a real question from my mom, actually. My mom wanted to know. Do I think that they make the playoffs? Yeah, I do think they make the playoffs. I think that they have put together a team. They've learned from the areas that they were struggling in last year. They brought in a left-handed hitting specialist. They brought in Nick Castellanos. I think they're going to make the playoffs. I cannot see them not making the playoffs with this. But I also probably said that before 2023 when they did miss the playoffs. But I do think they'll make it. Chris?
By the way, Sanabria, right?
Sanabria.
The other first baseman, the young Sanabria. Another RBI in the ball game today.
There, we got another guy in the mix.
This guy's been, I don't know how many RBIs he's got now, about 7, 8. Anyway, Padres are batting in the 9th inning, trailing 6-3. All right. This is a hard question because there's no way I'm going to go into the season and think anything different than the Padres are making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like in my mind, that's not even an option for them to miss the playoffs. I know that they didn't make the kind of gigantic marquee additions, but you don't always have to do that. Look at the Yankees. I'm telling you, they re-signed Bellinger. The Yankees add. They're hoping they get a little healthier with Garrett Cole, some things like that. It's not imperative to add a major name. And the one year we added one, Juan Soto, it kind of went up in smoke when we had the whole full season. So there's no guarantee of anything. But I do want to say, I love to see the Padres. I think they're a playoff team. But there was only 6 games between the Padres who made the playoffs and the Mets who didn't. And, the Reds were there. And the Giants were not that far back of that. There's a lot of teams in the National League. I think there's 8 or 9. There's only 6 spots, so they're going to have to go and do their job. But, yes, I'm planning on them being there.
All right. Sanabria has 5 RBAs in the spring training. Jose Miranda has more with 6.
So
okay. They're battling for the Cactus League RBI title right now. Final one. And this one I think is a legit one. So, Chris, you're up first. I was reading about Dylan Cease with the Blue Jays, and their media is saying he is going to come right back to being the ace of the staff, even though he wasn't the last few years. They even said they think he's going to get a full run better on his ERA this season over last season. So, Chris, do you think what we got is what Dylan Cease has going forward?
What we got?
Yes.
Or
what we got,
yeah,
what Padres got.
Right. We got it 1 year, and 1 year we didn't get it.
True.
Isn't that kind of the way you look at it? I mean, the first year he was here, came in, was it third in the Cy Young, fourth?
It was up there,
He was, threw a no-hitter. I mean, he was pretty much lights out until that playoff when he didn't pitch well against the Dodgers, but that season was as good as you could have expected. Last year was not. There's a good chance he bounces back this year with Toronto, and so be it. I'm not going to root against Dylan Cease. I like them. I'll root against him when we get to the World Series and we have to face him. Then I'll root against him. Other than that, yeah, good for him. He signed a big money contract. He's got the kind of stuff that warrants that kind of payout.
It does warrant that kind of payout. I don't want to see him be better, though. I mean,
you don't. You want to see him have a tough year.
No, I don't want to see him actually struggle or get hurt or anything like that. But last year was such a conundrum for me with Dylan Cease that it was tough because you knew that he was better than that, and he wasn't apparently.
The one thing that I've kind of stopped doing, or at least done my best to stop doing, and I advise everyone else out there to try it. Stop rooting against all the players that used to be Padres because, first of all, there's a lot of them out there. But we're not the only team that has a lot of ex-players. We just are closer to the situation here.
Yeah.
But everybody's got ex-players that are out there doing something for somebody else. So, you
ever heard of James Wood?
Yeah, I've heard of him. I know. He's on another team. I get it. Jacob Marcy. I know. I get it. Stop doing it to yourself. Give me 2 Utah State basketball players that are currently playing a key role active in the NBA right now. There's only 2 of them. Give me 2 Utah State basketball players that are currently playing an active role in the NBA. 833-288-0973. If you're first with the correct answer, you'll see Utah State and the Aztecs tomorrow night. Good luck. Yes, we are, and we get into hour number 2 of Gwynn and Chris for a Tuesday. Sam Levitt will join us in this hour from Peoria. Padres came up with 3 in the 9th today against the Cubs. Nick Schnell. Yes, Nick Schnell. I don't know if he's a long-lost relative of Blake Snell, but Nick Schnell hit a 2-run homer in the 9th. Padres came up short, though. They lose to the Cubs 6-5 today in spring training. Nick Castellanos drove in a pair, and wasn't a great outing for Marco Gonzalez, inning and 2/3. He allowed 3 runs. So that's the story. Now, they were in Mesa. The question is, clock's ticking, Skrabe. Can Tony get back in 2 or 3 hours from that game so that we have him on the show today? It is not a sure thing, but hopefully we'll get to hear from Tony a little bit later on. Either way, Skraby and I have you covered until 6, and then the Chronicles, Skraby's Chronicles from there. Congrats to Zach. He was on this question, and he was right on it. The 2 current NBA players who contribute mightily to their teams that are from Utah State. One is Neemias Queta, big center, has actually started 52 games for the Celtics this year.
Whoa.
He started all but 1 game. And he's averaging 9.5, leads them in rebounding at 8.3. He's a Utah State guy. And the other one, who started 23 games this year and averages 13 points a game, Sam Merrill with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Both are Utah State guys, and Zach came up with it, and he'll go see Utah State without those guys, but he'll see what Utah State has this year, which is a pretty good team, taking on the Aztecs at Viejas tomorrow night. All right, in this hour too, Scrape, I want to talk about the NFL quarterback situation. I'm getting kind of a kick out of, like, every day do they have to ask the Dolphins GM what they're going to do with Tua? And every day do they have to ask the Arizona GM what they're going to do with Kyler Murray? And these guys just keep tap dancing around it. Isn't it clear to everybody that both guys are going elsewhere?
Yeah.
Right? So why don't they just do it? Just
because you don't want to do it and then not find a partner and then have to have them on your team anymore. And then, like, that's awkward.
Well, here's what's going to solve the whole problem. Send Tua to Arizona, send Murray to Miami, and keep their salaries and just let them see if they can make it in a different place. Ball game,
he says.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about that. The Vikings also say they're, I don't know if they've given up on J.J. McCarthy now, or
I think you got to bring in someone else just to compete.
Well, they're saying everything's on the table, and I'm saying everything's not on the table because there's no way they're trading for Tua. You know what I mean?
Like Brian Flores.
Don't tell me everything's on the table. They're not bringing Tua to Minnesota to play with Brian Flores. Yeah, so not everything's on the table.
I read they're interested in Mac Jones.
Mac Jones?
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones?
I think Mac Jones and J.J. McCarthy are basically the same guy, although Mac Jones was a lot better last year than he was.
I wouldn't do that because of the injury concerns for the brittle Brock Purdy that I have.
Brittle.
How many games did he miss last year? 10?
He missed 8, I think.
He was every time he came back in the lineup, it was like, wham, back on the injured list.
No, he did not. Are you ready for some Daily Gambit?
I am. Let's go.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in The Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. If you would have bet on the home runs over under 1.5 home runs for Connor Griffin, the number one MLB prospect, you would have won the bet because he hit 2 home runs today, Chris. This dude,
it seems like
crushing the ball.
It's Connor Griffin's world, and we're all living in it. This guy, the fact that he's a Pirate concerns me because nothing ever seems to work out for the Pirates, But everything else you hear about,
Paul Skeens.
Yeah, Skeens has worked out. I mean, they haven't won any games, but this Connor Griffin's supposed to be like the greatest, prospect in the history of baseball. I don't know how he's supposed to live up to that, but so far so good. Hit 2 home runs today.
I feel
Shortstop.
like every single prospect at number one is the best prospect of all time.
No, this guy's even got more hype than those guys, I think. Yeah, the things I've read, man, they are sky high on this guy.
All right.
Good start for him today with a couple of home runs. You're right. Good call.
One off of Ranger Suarez, too.
Yeah, that counts. Oh, by the way, was it the same game today that Ranger Suarez was pitching? I think it was. Look this up, Skraby, if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right.
What?
The first 6 pitches of the game, the catcher challenged 3 of them, and the catcher was right every time.
Oh, let me see.
That's not going to play this year. That's not what this was designed for. I'm telling you. This whole thing was designed for bases loaded, 2 out, ump misses the call, you challenge. But with the rule that you can get unlimited challenges as long as you're right, catchers are right there. And I think they're going to get them right. And they're going to be challenging like this. I mean, you can't have every pitch challenged 3 of the first 6 pitches of a game.
No.
That's not what this was for.
No. And I don't see anything about this, but I'm not saying I'm sure you saw it in the right place, but
I did. I saw it. There was a film of it, video of it on Twitter today, and Ranger Suarez was pitching, and the first 6 pitches, 3 of them were challenged.
I definitely
and the catcher was right
that.
every time. So that means the umpire was wrong every time.
Yeah, I don't think that people are going to really. That umpire probably just is not going to umpire Major League Baseball games. But anyway, I'll look into
anyway,
this
I'm just saying,
more.
Keep an eye on my concerns about this challenge system. Those are my concerns. We'll see.
Eventually, it's going to burn the team. Eventually, you're going to lose a call.
Okay, so you lose one, then you just stop challenging. But you still have another one for later in the game.
I cannot see the first at bat getting 6 challenges in a regular. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I don't know. It sounds crazy. Not you sound crazy, but the outcome sounds crazy.
The day that you go to opening day and Tariq Skubal, first 4 pitches, and the catcher for the Tiger challenges 3 of them, everybody's going to feel some type of way about that. It's going to be like, are you kidding me? Challenged again?
They'll make some sort of buy rule next year if that does become a problem.
We'll see. All right, let's go to the Gambit. What do we got?
Louisville was a 3.5-point favorite over North Carolina. And you went North Carolina. I went Louisville. North Carolina did win 77-74. Houston -1.5 at Kansas. You went Houston. I went Kansas. Kansas did win by a lot, 69-56.
I got to say that was a dumb bet by me. Bill Self is now 41-0 at home on Big Monday basketball games.
Really?
41-0. You talk about a sure thing, and I missed it.
I don't buy into those stats.
Okay. No.
I mean, there's something there, but how can you say that it's because it's a Monday night?
I don't know, but it's just one of those things.
All right. Pistons -1.5 against the Spurs. We both went Pistons. We were both wrong. Spurs won 114-103. Who had more points? Cunningham -3 on the spread or Wemby? You went Cunningham. I went Wemby. Cunningham had 13 after the spread. Wemby had 21. So not high scoring for those guys who usually do score a lot. Kevin Durant over under 25.5 points. You went under. I went over. He had 18. And then the Baylor women's team, which got us started on a whole talk about Waco. yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was also pointed out to me that Chip and Joanne Gaines are from Waco. So if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for us, Chris.
I guess.
Baylor women's minus 9.5. Kansas State. We both went Baylor. Baylor went 80-54.
All right. So I think we were both 3-3 yesterday. If you add it all up.
Not great. Not great.
Yeah, not great, but we're still alive. We're still in the game. So let's go to tonight. We got some really good college basketball games, starting with number 1 Duke, 17.5 at Notre Dame. Now I can guarantee, if Duke loses this game, they are storming the court. Notre Dame fans would never miss a chance to storm the court. They did it way back in the old days when they broke John Wooden's streak at UCLA. They are storming this court tonight. John Shire, beware.
John Shire is going to be like, everybody stay away from the coaching staff.
Stay away from my guys. I'm taking Notre Dame because you know darn well that's what I want to see, Skraby.
I'm going to take Notre Dame because 17.5 points is a lot.
All right. We got Miami, Ohio, trying to stay unbeaten. 8.5 at Eastern Michigan. I don't think Eastern Michigan's very good.
8.5, huh?
They are getting 8.5 on their home floor. What do you think? You're first.
I'm going to just keep putting my faith behind the Red Hawks.
Riding those Red Hawks.
Yep.
There's really no reason to doubt them yet. I'll take them also. I'm in Boise, so maybe I'll go to the game tonight. Boise State 8.5 over Wyoming, playing right down the street here from where we're staying. Wyoming's not having a good year. Boise is. I'll take Boise. I don't like giving that many points, but I will.
I'm gonna go Boise as well.
Going Broncos.
Yep.
I don't know. This is one from my childhood, so I had to put it in. USC and UCLA are playing tonight. That used to actually matter. I don't know if that matters anymore.
Did they fly them to the East Coast and then turn them around to fly back just because they have to?
Whatever they did, Mick Cronin will tell you about it after the game. I will take UCLA is favored by 7.5. The game's at Pauley Pavilion. Scrape. The all-time rivalry, SC UCLA, Eric Musselman and Mick Cronin.
I'm going to go USC.
You're going SC, taking the points.
Yeah.
UCLA's been really good at home. I'm going to take UCLA. I'll tell you what would be more exciting than the game, though. If at halftime they just, put Mick Cronin out there in the middle of the floor with Eric Musselman and had him drop gloves, that would be a hell of a match.
You want to see those two fight?
I want to see the two of them go. I want to see Musselman take his shirt off and preen to the crowd like he did a few years ago.
See, I think Musselman would probably destroy Mick Cronin because Mick Cronin is not as in shape as Eric Musselman is.
You're going Musselman on that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think we'll get to find out, but it would sure be fun. Lakers home 5.5 over Orlando. I can't figure out the Lakers. I'm going to go Orlando just because the Lakers seem like they're due for a bad game. There's just no telling with the Lakers. They lost at home to the Celtics the other day by like 15, 20 points.
Yeah.
This team makes no sense to me.
It makes no sense. And a lot outside of Tony Good Jr., a lot of people have turned on LeBron.
I told you, if you go on Twitter, man, there are examples of him flopping every day. Tony's the only one that keeps sticking up for him. So,
one thing I know about Tony is he will defend the athlete.
I commend. Yes, he will. I commend, but we're going to have to really nail him down on a couple of these videos and go, Tony, you really can't defend that. You just can't.
And he will.
And he will.
I'm going to go Lakers.
Go Lakers in this one. All right, and then one more because we had the trivia. Nehemias Queta for Boston tonight. They're at Phoenix. Or Sam Merrill for Cleveland. They're taking on the Knicks. Who scores the most points? Even is the bet. They're both they're even in the money line. So between Merrill and Queta, the two Utah State guys tonight, who scores more? Skraby. You're
Here,
first.
insert my dorky joke here. Is Sam Merrill related to Jackson Merrill?
Yeah, pretty dorky. Pretty dorky.
I'm going to go with, I like Nehemias Queta, his name. I'm going to go with him.
He's good, man. Skraby goes with Cueta. I'll go with Jackson Merrill's long lost relative, Sam Merrill, for me.
All right.
Okay. There's our picks for tonight. See how it goes.
You know what I just saw on TV? We got to talk. I'm waiting for traffic. It'll come in just a second. Kelly Danick has everything set up for traffic, so we're going to be good. But I just was watching the TGL on TV, the golf league, the Tiger Woods indoor golf. And this is why I love it, Chris. They had a pro golfer just go up right now, and he was in the sand on like some island hole, and he hit the ball, and it went all the way over the green, and he hit it into the water on the other side. And that's what I love about this, is even the pros make terrible shots in this game, and I love it. I love it.
It's the stupidest thing television has ever put on.
It's really popular. I don't know with who, but it
can't
is.
be really popular. There's no way it's really popular.
There is so much money being put into this. You got the owner of the Broncos.
Yeah, I know people are putting money in, but does Tiger even swing a club, or does he just stand there?
No, he used to, but he obviously can't play right now. So he's kind of just like the ambassador of the league.
Yeah, this whole thing is. I can't believe you're watching it. I you know what, Skraby? I apologize for taking you away from it here this afternoon. I know you know doing the show.
This. You know
while
I love
it's on.
This. Oh, great! Now we have Jason Kelsey as a part of the. Now I'm out. Now I'm out on TGL. We don't need Jason Kelsey.
They brought Jason. There's more than one Jason Kelsey.
No, it's the. Oh, I see what you're saying. There might.
He's like the Snoop Dogg now of broadcasting. He just shows up on every event.
Like, I didn't need that. Anyway,
right. If you get Jason Kelsey on, your event is cool. All right, when we come back, I got to defend our guys, the U.S. hockey team. They're taking undue criticism, a lot of it. Why? Try to sort that out once we get some traffic and get back on Gwynn and Chris. I'm giving a round of applause, Skraby, to one of the biggest upsets in sports history. And it happened today. Welcome back to Gwynn and Chris. Crisello, Matt Skraby. I'm in Boise, Idaho at the Bill Howe Grove Hotel Studios. Skraby's at the actual Bill Howe Studios where he knows how. Tony and the Padres fell to the Cubs today 6-5. Hopefully Tony's coming our way soon. Last year, you know what the UA, and we're going to get to the hockey guys in a minute, so I haven't forgotten that. But last year, you know what the UEFA Champions League is?
Yes.
Skraby, you're not a big soccer guy,
No,
but
I know what that
you know enough about it, right?
Is Juventus in it?
I don't know that they're in it this time, but, you know, they take the top teams from all over Europe. They play, you know, tournaments and showdowns and, you know, semifinal. Anyway, they bear it down. I mean, you got everybody. Manchester City. You got all the German great teams. You got the Spanish great teams, the Italian, all of them. And then they, you know, at the end, somebody wins the UEFA League. And it's a big deal in the world of soccer. Last year's champion was Paris Saint-Germain. The team they beat in the final last year was Inter Milan. From Italy. Inter Milan made all of them, and they just call them Inter. So I'm trying to be hip on my soccer.
Okay.
Here's the biggest upset, and it happened today. In the round of 32, a team from Norway called Bodo Glimt, Bodo, B-O-D-O /Glint,
Okay.
G-L-I-M-T, Glimt. They're from Norway. They eliminated Inter Milan today in the UEFA Champions League round of 32.
Wow.
Last year's runner-up, they knocked them out of the tournament. Soccer people in Europe are just like going absolutely crazy over this. This is like no possible way this could ever happen. A team from Norway has never won a game in the Champions League. And this team, and in order to knock a team out, you have to win a 2-game aggregate. So they beat them the first game, and they beat them again.
Oh, that's
now they've advanced.
Deciding then. It's not just a lucky day. That means that you actually did something to beat that team.
But that's why I say it's such an upset, because you couldn't just get a lucky goal.
No,
you had to actually be better than them for 2 games. And anyway, Bodo Glimt is now the darling of European soccer. Everybody's like blown away by this.
Do you feel that this is?
I'm sure there's soccer fans out there that know more about this than I do, because I'm just reading this. But this has got to be one of the biggest things, like in UEFA Champions League history.
Do you think
for this to happen?
That a team, I love the story of the team actually winning, but I hate that they go on in the tournament because they're going to get blown out in the next game. Most likely.
Well, most likely. But before you say that, apparently, and I'm reading the story, so all of my information is coming straight from the wire here. Yeah, exactly. Apparently, in the last couple of months, Bodo Glimt has defeated Manchester City, Atletico Madrid, and now they've knocked out Inter Milan in this tournament. So apparently
they're on the rise.
This Norwegian club, where they've never done a thing, is doing something remarkable.
Wow. That is pretty remarkable.
Don't want to ever be known as somebody who doesn't talk enough soccer. All right, very quickly, the U.S. hockey team. They win the gold medal. They get a call from the president in the locker room, like a lot of these, great teams do. President talks about, inviting them to the White House and, tosses in his line about the women's team. And the men's team did what I think any team would do, whether you thought it was funny, a joke, whatever. They just kind of laughed along with it. And that's what they should do. That's exactly what they should do. And now everybody is being critical of the men's hockey team, saying they had no respect at all for the women's team. And nothing could be further than the truth. And all of these players on the men's team are coming out saying, you're speaking out of pocket here. We hung out with the women's team. We rooted for them. We got to know them. we are so proud of them. They're proud of us. It's a mutual admiration society, back and forth. I'm tired of a couple things. One, politics does not have to be dragged into everything, especially this, which is like such just a great sports moment. But B, if you're going to drag it in, get it right. Get it at least right. The men's team has all the respect in the world for the women's players. And I just, that should be out there, because this is a great moment in sports and in hockey and in Olympics. And that's what I want it to always be remembered for. I don't want any of this other crap to cloud it up, Skraby.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's it,
I saw some interviews this morning. They said that they are facing backlash, and they are, a lot of their interviews now are about questions like this. And I was trying to put myself in that position, and we've been in situations like that. We've been in the Padres clubhouse, and I can tell you right now, if say the president called and I was in there and I heard it or whatever, I might not laugh and go along with it, but I wouldn't say anything in that moment. I would wait till after to say something, because that is not the actual moment to say something, I believe.
Well, and also there's no guarantee that what the president said was out of pocket. I'll be totally honest with you. I think it was kind of a throwaway line, and I think people are reading into it like they read into everything else. So enough about that part of it. But I want to make sure that the men's hockey team, the word is out, man. They love the women's hockey team. And, this whole notion that they disrespected them is just not fair and not right.
Boom. Also, they were drinking. There was a lot going on in that room at the time.
They were pretty happy. Yeah, they're pretty happy right then. So they're in a celebratory mood.
I understand why people would say, "Hey, you need to stick up for the women." But honestly, what would happen if one of them just freaked out during the celebration? I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point.
Well, we're not meaning to ramble. We can look at it from a million different ways. We don't have to. We can just look at it from one way. The men's hockey team was in celebration mode, and everything was going to be a celebration in that moment. But at no time did they ever disrespect the women's team or have any mind to do so.
Yeah, it wasn't in
both
their control.
Both teams are the bomb, as far as I'm concerned, in American sports history. I love them both, and there's room for both of them.
I think what we can say is that the women had an impressive Olympic run. They were much more dominant than the men. I'll give them that for sure.
They were that much better than everybody for sure.
Yeah.
All right. When we come back, talking about people and teams that are the bomb, Sam Levitt from Peoria, live Padre update from the man himself on Gwynn and Chris.
From the first pitch of the year to the biggest games down.
know what happens with these guys, but it's a 6-minute break and they end up disappearing all the time. Chris is there somewhere. We will get him back, but we are going to talk to Sammy Lev here in just a second. If you love Mediterranean food, try Spiro's for authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla. For dining or takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com. Sammy Lev joins us live from Padres Spring Training, presented by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people. Hold on, Chris is back. Helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. All right, Chris, you are back.
And I'm back. No,
Okay.
I didn't take a nap.
No,
I would
no.
never.
Oh, you were faking the nap. I see.
I was faking the Tony Gwynn nap there. Yeah. I'm back.
Let's go to traffic real quick, and then I'll give Sam a call.
All right.
Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855-GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Frozen Ropes baseball and softball training facilities. A couple of problems on southbound 5. One is a stalled vehicle before SeaWorld Drive. It's in the fast lane. It looks like another vehicle may have pulled over to assist. Then further down right before 28th Street, an accident has been cleared out of the left lanes. Might see a little residual slowing there. Northbound 5 near the 54, reports of some sort of debris in the second lane from the left. Register for Frozen Ropes Baseball Summer League with 8 games and 8 practices for ages 6 through 12 and receive $100 off your registration fee at SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com. That's SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, Sam Levitt is our guy at spring training. He's our guy everywhere. We love this guy. You love this guy. He's our Padre pre- and post-game show host, but so much more than that. And Sam Levitt is going to be our guest. All right, I'm pausing, I'm delaying, I'm stretching. So we try to bring Sammy on. Padres lost 6-5 today to the Cubs. Padres are 2-3 in spring training action. I think that's kind of my ball game, right? If they're 2-3, it's over. Marco Gonzalez started today for the Padres, an inning and 2/3, 5 hits, 3 runs. Not what he had in mind. Really no other recognizable names pitched. I guess Marinaccio pitched today, inning and a third. As far as offense is concerned, Nick Castellanos keeps it going. 2 for 3 with a 2-run double that was off the center field wall. Our guy Sanabria had another RBI, his 5th of the spring. Nick Schnell, not related to Blake Snell, hit a 2-run homer in the 9th. The Padres came up short 6-5. All right, there's no way I can stretch any further than that.
We are trying to.
So give me an update on where Sammy is.
We
what's
will
going
get
on.
him as soon as possible.
All right. Well,
I'm going to try
I guess
to call
that
him one more time.
All right.
Oh, wait. Someone's calling.
Maybe
Give
that's
me a
him.
second.
Could it be? We're all on the edge of our seats. I don't hear anything. False alarm.
Are you just going to keep randomly saying words? He's here.
Who, me?
Yes, he's here. You're like, false alarm.
Is he on?
He's right here. I just got him in. Yeah.
Well, you never said he was on.
Well, it just happened.
Sammy, what's going on, buddy?
Hi, Chris. Hello. Greetings from near Flagstaff, Arizona. I apologize. I was in a spot with bad cell service. You'll appreciate this. I'm with my mom, who I know
good.
you've met before, and your wife
Yes.
is very fond of as well. And my mom turned 66 a couple of days ago, so all she wanted to do was take a photo at Route 66 near Flagstaff for her 66th birthday. So we just did that.
That's
And thus
awesome.
We didn't have the best service. Yes.
Well, you know what? That is quite all right. And you are absolutely right, Sam. I love that. 66. Now, next year she's going to have to go to some high school sporting event and have all the kids yell out 6, 7.
Is that going to be a thing in a year, I wonder?
I don't know,
I think it'll probably have cooled down here. I would think.
Yeah. Well, congratulations and happy birthday to Mom, Sammy Levitt's mom. She must be a wonderful lady because you're such a wonderful guy, and she is. I've met her, like you said, Sam, and I am fond of her. So happy birthday to her from all of us. And that was nice. That was nice. All right, let's talk a little about the Padres because that's kind of what people probably would rather hear us talk about. I heard Nick Castellanos. I don't know if you got a chance. I mean, he was on with Ben and Woods today. And the guy could not have been a more polite, pleasant interview, answering all of the questions, but not just giving stock answers, really thinking his answers through, talking about playing first base and, that he thinks he can do it, but there's going to be some growing pains, but whatever he can do to help this team. These are the kinds of things that I expect to hear from guys that everybody likes, not a guy that was some big controversy in Philadelphia or whatever. I mean, so far, so good with Nick Castellanos. Wouldn't you say, Sam?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think he's come in and he's done all the right things and said all the right things. I mean, from just a media standpoint, he got up there the first day he signed and I thought said all the right things as far as accepting what his role will be with this team, basically being ready to do whatever the Padres want him to do. And I think also just his willingness to go over and learn first base, a position he's never played. And the first day he was here before the contract was even finalized, he was out there, working at first base and taking ground balls and working with Ryan Goins and Nick Punto and Randy Knorr and the rest of this coaching staff to get reps over there. And obviously he's already played there quite a bit in the Cactus League games. And he's made a couple of nice plays as well. So to me, so far, so good with Nick Castellanos. And look, if he can just at bare minimum, hit lefties, slug a little bit, if they ask him to play defense, play a serviceable enough first base to get by, then I think it's ultimately going to be a very good thing for a guy that's essentially on a minimum contract.
Talking to Sammy Lev here. I'm not sure if Chris was going. I just cut him off. I got it, Chris. I got this question because I want to ask Sammy Lev about.
It's your turn.
Okay.
That's how you go. It's your turn.
I want to ask Sammy Lev about Matt Waldron's hemorrhoid. So
great. I knew we would have to get back to that at some point.
Sam, in all seriousness, this is a bummer for Matt Waldron because he's trying to make the team. He was already on the outside looking in to begin with. But this seems like it's not going to go well for him. What do you think is his future, not just with the Padres, but do you think he's a viable starting pitcher in Major League Baseball?
I do. I mean, first, obviously it's unfortunate, what he's dealing with, especially just from the standpoint of he's going to miss some amount of time. I don't know right now, kind of this early after hearing about it from Craig Stammen this morning. I don't know what that timeline is. But it sounds like it's going to, at least in some capacity, affect his spring. And look, I think Matt was really interesting. The spring continues to be for a couple of reasons. Number one, let's not forget there was a period of 2024 where this guy might have been the Padres' most consistent starting pitcher at a time where they really needed him. When they had major starting pitchers out during that 2024 season, and you can look at that stretch of like 2.5 months where he was terrific. And, look, I think there's always going to be something to the idea that a guy's shown he can do that before. To me, there's definitely something to be said for that. And the interesting thing with Matt, really two things beyond that is, number one, he's out of options, which in a way, when guys are out of options might support their case to make an opening day roster and get a rotation spot, right? I do think if Matt was put on waivers that he would have interest. I wholeheartedly believe that because number one, he's had success at the big league level and he's kind of a unique guy with that knuckleball and everything else he can do in addition to that knuckleball. So the fact that he was out of options, and also, and he talked about it after what was a really good Cactus League debut to the season a couple of days ago, they've really, it sounds like, allowed Matt Waldron to take some ownership of his pitch mix. I mean, you'll remember when he first came up to the big leagues, that knuckleball was really something, I think he was still getting comfortable with, and something that was more just one of his pitches, like an off-speed pitch rather than traditional knuckleballer who's going to throw it 70, 80% of the time, and he's going to throw that in a fastball, and that's going to be it. And then last year there was this very concerted effort to rise that knuckleball percentage. You'll remember, to 50, 60%, and they were trying to get him to use it more. And obviously the results were a little bit mixed, but they essentially said, look, you're out of options. You kind of take the reins on this of what you think you need to do with that pitch mix, including the knuckleball, in order to be successful. And he's a very unique guy because he has that knuckleball, but he also can throw, 94, 95 miles an hour. He has a good breaking pitch, like he can land a slider. So, it's unfortunate because it kind of felt after that first Cactus League outing, like, if he pitches well, I think he's got a real shot to win that spot. I do, especially considering that he's out of options. So, it's unfortunate. I don't know, based on the info that we have, how much this is going to derail his spring, but obviously it's going to affect it in some capacity, and that's unfortunate for Matt Waldron, considering the position he was in. And honestly, you think about last year, he had an oblique injury during spring training, warming up before his start, that took him out for a while, and I think very much affected his spring and his season and how the Padres were able to use him. So unfortunate, and as we get more info, certainly we'll see what the timetable is for Matt.
Hopefully he'll be able to come back. But, we've talked about this with Tony also, and you, Sam. There's 8 guys or so, that we, are thinking about for these 2 spots. And, what we say a lot is sometimes it just works itself out. And, you hope Matt Waldron is not left behind because of this injury. Sam Levitt joining us from spring training, courtesy of the David P. Shapiro. And David P. Shapiro's criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. That was a good season for the Padres, 2010, by the way. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Sam, give me your take on Griffin Canning plus Walker Buehler plus Herman Marquez plus Tristan McKenzie.
Yeah.
Who has an edge, if there is one? What is the injury status of Canning? Because I've been confused hearing that he won't be ready until May, but I see him pitching and throwing. And then, McKenzie and Buehler and the minor league contract, and what does that mean?
Right.
Who kind of fits maybe the best? Or is it really kind of a wait and just see who does best here in the next month?
Yeah, well, let's start with the Canning part of it. And Canning, you're right, is throwing full bullpen. He's much like Jason Adam right now, in the sense that off the mound, he's 100%. Like, he's throwing 100%. His mound work he's full go. Much like Jason Adam, the hurdle is because of the injury, and they don't have the same injury, but it's similar in that they're both leg injuries. Adam with the ruptured quad, and Canning with the torn Achilles last season with the Mets. He's got hurdles to jump through as far as being able to field this position, getting to a spot physically overall as a baseball player where they're going to feel comfortable. But from what he said and from what I understand, as far as his bullpens and pitching, he's 100% full go. I mean, it's not affecting him in a pitching sense, but in an overall athletic sense, very similar to Jason Adam, it sounds like. They've got to check boxes to make sure he's ready to go, right? The last thing you would want is for those guys to go out there and not be fully physically 100% ready to rock and re-injure themselves. So that's the deal with Canning. I mean, they keep saying May, which, seems pretty logical based on how he looks right now. But it does not sound like he's going to be ready for opening day, which then brings us to the other part of the question of, okay, if not Matt Waldron, who does take that 5th spot? I suppose I am, inclined to believe that it might be Herman Marquez's Toulouse, just based on his contract. Again, not that he's making a ton of money, but that he is on a major league deal. I'm not the expert right now on what stipulations there are in Walker Buehler's deal and Tristan McKenzie's deal. if they're not on the opening day roster on minor league deals. But look, the reality is, it sounds like, especially in Buehler's case, if I understand correctly, you wonder if he would accept an assignment to the minor leagues. And I suppose, same thing, with some other guys too. So, I'm inclined to say Marquez just based on the contract, but, does it mean that if Walker Buehler shows up here and he's showing something, and they feel like he's got a real chance to have a big year and get back to some version of Walker Buehler pre-injury, man, that's going to be very, very enticing. So I do think it's a competition. I do think it's open. I do think guys need to perform. I do think the Padres need to feel good about those guys and their stuff and their ability to get guys out at the major league level. And that goes for everybody, Marquez and Buehler and McKenzie. But I suppose just based on the contractual part of it, I feel like you probably start at Marquez and then start working your way down. But, look, somebody like Walker Buehler, that guy was really, really good pre-injury.
I know.
And is, I think, going to be very, very intriguing if he shows them something and pitches well. So I think right now that's where we're at this early in spring.
All right, Sam Levitt, thank you so much. Now, before you go, your mom is celebrating her 66th birthday, and by doing that, you guys drove up the Flagstaff to take a photo at Route 66. Do you know, or did you know, that Route 66 was established exactly 100 years ago?
Wow, how about that?
1926 is when it was first built. It was the first all-weather highway to connect the Midwest and the West Coast. Do you know the two cities that Route 66 starts and ends at?
Yes, I do. Chicago and
Very good.
Los Angeles, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
Santa
I know
Monica,
that. In
Los
fact,
Angeles, that's right.
For somebody of my age, Chris Ello, I actually know quite a bit about Route 66 because I lived in Amarillo, Texas, where Route 66 went right through, and we had a very nice stretch of Amarillo that was Route 66. So I do know quite a bit about Route 66. I've seen the end.
You
of
didn't
it
know it was 100 years old, though.
I did not know it was 100 years old. In fact, I'm surprised that's not a bigger deal, that there's not celebration.
There should be a whole national celebration, right? Yeah, well, hey, look, congratulations to your mom. Happy birthday, more than anything, and enjoy the rest of her day, and we'll talk to you again this week, Sam. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
All right, guys. All right, appreciate it. See you.
Bye.
There he goes, Sam Levitt.
Drive
there
safe
with
on Route 66.
Yes, the Sam Levitt with the 66-year-old mother joining us here.
His mom got lots of shout-outs during that.
She deserves it.
I'm not saying she doesn't.
Have you met Sammy's mom? She's actually nicer than him, and that's saying something.
I don't know that I have.
She's a really, really nice lady. But I also point out Route 66 played a significant role in the history of this country in terms of being able to connect the Midwest with the West Coast.
Yeah.
It's a lot bigger deal than you might think it is out there.
Let's all run outside and scream, thank you, Route 66.
Me too. We should have a celebration for 100 years. More Gwynn and Chris is coming up with Chris versus the fans. More trivia like that headed your way at 833-288-0973. All right, welcome back into it here. 4:02 is the time. Chris Ello, Mr. Skraby. Tony Gwynn Jr. Called the game today down in Mesa, Arizona, between the Padres and Cubs. Cubs won it 6-5. If you're just tuned in, little update. Castellanos had a 2-run double. Marco Gonzalez started the lefty, and not so good. Inning and 2/3, 5 hits, 3 runs. The other Padre news, there's no other way to say it. Matt Waldron is out with a case of hemorrhoids, and it's not just simple. He's got to get surgery for it, and no timetable at the moment for his return.
I think I'm gonna stop mentioning it, because if I was Matt Waldron, I would be mortified that everybody knows what's going on. I would be.
I think you might have said I think you said the best thing today.
What?
They could have just said he's got some sort of infection and he's getting it treated and will be back soon.
And then the follow-up question is, what kind of infection? Well,
I know.
That's not it for us.
Yeah,
to
it's
disclose.
not important. Not important. Hockey did a great job of that many years ago. The league started saying you got to report when guys are hurt, for et cetera, let the other team know and give injury reports. Well, hockey, especially hockey, they don't want to say a guy's got a knee injury because the other team might start going after his knee. I mean, you know what I mean? That's kind of the way hockey goes. So hockey just started saying a guy's got an upper body injury or a lower body injury. And you know what? That's all I need. I'm fine.
I guess in the world of
Yeah.
sports betting, you kind of have to know, but Matt Waldron, no one was going to bet on him, so you didn't need to release it. It's like, and then Kevin Acee, he kind of made it awkward on Twitter. I know he didn't mean to, but at first it was he had an infection in his rear end, and then Kevin Acee was like, "Oh, it's actually hemorrhoids."
He didn't really say he had an infection. He did?
Originally, it was reported as an infection in the rear end.
All right, last thing on hemorrhoids, and then we're going to go to Chris versus the fans, 833-288-0973. I believe it's one of the hardest words in the English language to spell.
Hold on.
And you are the spelling champ. What do you got?
Real quick, in fairness, I have to say to Stammen didn't ever say hemorrhoids, so this is an AC conclusion, but apparently he's right because no one's fighting back against it. Anyway, Go ahead.
I want you to spell the word.
What word?
Hemorrhoids.
Oh my gosh, I just looked at this word. This one's tough.
This is tough, isn't it? This is one of the toughest words in the English language to spell, but you're a champion speller.
This is like at least a high school level word. I was a 3rd grade spelling bee champion. H-E-M.
You're good so far.
H.
You got the first 3 letters. What?
H-H-R-O-I-D-S?
Yeah, nowhere close.
What is it?
If you need to know, look it up out there. But it's a tough one. You didn't get it right. Let's go to Chris versus.
What did I get? We got to spell it now.
I'm going to text it to you so you can see what it is.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, it's.
I
tough.
was not right.
No, you were not
right.
All right, let's play Chris versus the fans. Some more trivia. We're actually some trivia where people can win some stuff.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
Howdy do.
now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, so you are going to be playing for a qualification for the grand prize, a pair of tickets to Guns N' Roses at Snapdragon Stadium on September 2nd. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. You'll be entered for those. The rules, you have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult as you go along. If you get the question right, you move on. If Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question. Or you win if you're a first-time player. Let us know before you get into it. And you'll get that question for free today. We got
Speaking of little noises like that, the little barking noise, my dog has gotten to the age now where if she wants to jump up on the bed, but the room is dark because we're downstairs, now she starts barking and we have to go upstairs and turn the light on for her.
Well, she is a princess.
That's right.
She
I'm
is a
just throwing that.
princess. I mean,
My wife's like, why is she barking? I go, because she needs to get on the bed. You need to go up and help her.
You know what?
My wife not fond of that.
No, but I would go up there and I would be like, why do you always do this? And I'd be like, you're so cute. And I'd put on the bed.
Well, you know my dog. She can get away with pretty much anything.
Murder.
Yeah, without a doubt.
All right. Let's go to our first contestant, John in Temecula. He is
Hey, Johnny, about time you get in here. I mean, you'd be on more often if Skraby wasn't such a hard, you know what,
oh my
as
gosh.
a screener.
Well, I've bounced back from being put on timeout by Skraby during the tirade last week.
The tirade?
You were on a tirade.
I was the group that was wiped off the board when he kind of, had the meltdown.
That was in Meltdown. Yeah, okay. I can see the tirade word now because
I just want to say that I'm
getting
glad
everybody off the line.
I'm just glad you guys got to do.
You guys have all been on here 30,000 times. It was funny, man. I wasn't upset about it at all. I was laughing my butt off. It was great.
Yeah, well,
and then all
you
the
guys
greens that Chris and Tony were giving you the last few shows since then has been outstanding.
Yeah, we enjoy it. We enjoy it.
By the way,
sure.
just real quick, I'm somebody that knows the rule on that. I know I get on often, it seems, but a couple of years back, you and Chris made the rule, Skraby. Hey, you get on. We want new players. We want first-time tie-ins, right? So don't call back for 2 weeks. So I don't. And then when it's time for me to get back on, or I feel like it is, I call in every day. Most of the time I get put on hold and I don't get on the show. And the other half the time I don't get on at all. It's all good. It's all in good fun.
Well, thank you, John. Thank you. You made me feel better about it.
Excuse
because
me. I think you guys should all teach a class, though, on how to get through. Because there's a lot of people that call and dial and never even get.
It's all timing, Chris. It's all timing.
I don't get that. I've never gotten through to a radio station.
It's timing, just like comedy. It's just timing. I mean, I could write down some thoughts and share them with you guys. I'll text Skraby at some point.
Chris will be like the advocate for people to get on the show. All right, John.
That's right.
We have everything squared away. Let's go to our first question. Let's see. Jackson Merrill calls what state home?
Oh, man. I know he was an Oriole fan. No, Red Sox fan. Loved. I'm going to go with Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Stay there.
John's going to be so mad because he was right the first time, right? He was an Orioles fan. He's from Maryland.
I think he actually is a Red Sox fan, but he grew up in Maryland.
That's what I get. First question, gone, though.
Thank you, John.
Sorry, John. Always good to hear from you, though, buddy. Thank you.
And I wasn't talking about John. I was talking about. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to.
Now, does Jackson go back to Maryland now? Does he still an off-season Maryland? As far as we know, I guess.
I have no idea. All right, let's go to our next contestant. We will go to David. Hello, David.
Hello, Skraby.
Hello. Are you ready to play?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Tight end Tony Gonzalez played for the Chiefs in what other NFL team?
The Baltimore Ravens.
The Baltimore Ravens. I don't know why I said Ravens. Stay there. Chris probably knows this one.
I thought I knew, but I can't 100% picture him.
Oh.
Falcons?
Sorry, David. It was
David.
Falcons.
Yeah.
It was Falcons.
Hard to picture him, though, Falcons, you know?
He played decent amount of time with them.
You know, he was a great college basketball player at
Cal.
You know where? Cal, yeah.
I grew up when he was going to.
Star.
I grew up there when he was at Cal, so he was all over the news.
Yeah.
You know what? This person is called like 3 days in a row, but their screener only says Paint. So I will pick up Paint, and you tell me your name. What is your name, Paint?
My name's Chance.
Chance?
Chance.
Yes.
Okay, Chance.
Yeah.
I'm going to put your name in the computer, and we will go from there. Have you ever played before, Chance?
I have not. I'm a first-time player.
First time player. We move.
Just for the hell of a chance, why does your phone thing say paint? Are you a painter?
I'm trying not to give away where he works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I work for a paint company. I'm using my dad's phone to call
Well,
in.
you know what? Skraby, keep his number handy. I need somebody to paint because I can't paint anything.
Oh, I don't think he's a painter.
Oh, he's not? Okay. I don't know.
I can do both.
He can do both.
All right.
All
There
right.
you go.
We have
All
a
right.
multitasking guy over here.
Like I said, keep his number handy.
Okay.
I never know.
All right, Chance. Now that we know you can paint and talk about paint, let's get into the game. Question number 2. Nick Castellanos made his major league debut with what team?
Boy, he's been on every team in
Oh,
baseball.
he got it. Nice
Very
job,
good,
Chance.
Not easy. He's played for the Tigers, the Cubs, the Reds, the Phillies. Hopefully the Padres.
Yeah, I think that he'll add that one.
I
to
even
the
left
list.
somebody out. He's played for a lot of teams.
He has, but he played a long time with Detroit. All right.
All right.
Here we go. Third and final question. If you get this right, Chance, you are qualified, or if Chris gets it wrong.
All right.
This question's been on the list for so long, so I'm just going to ask it, and I don't think Chris is going to be happy with it. But Chance, which Formula One driver has the most wins in Formula One history?
That's an easy one.
Is it, Chris?
I don't know.
I'm going to pass.
He's going to pass.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think if I even know another Formula One driver, and I don't. So I got to go with Lewis Hamilton. That's the only one I know.
That is insane. That is
He's
insane.
the most popular one. He's been doing this for like 20 years, winning
I'm
every
really
race.
sorry, Chance, but please call back.
Sorry, Chance. I mean, if it had been anyone else, I would have missed it because I don't know another Formula
Wow, I would have
One
thought
driver.
you would say because Michael Schumacher was very good back in the
Oh,
day.
yeah, that's right. He was good for a while.
I
but
didn't even think you
thought
knew
I heard
who
that
Lewis Hamilton was.
Hamilton beat the record, and he's also dating Kim Kardashian now. And that
What?
my wife knew. Yeah, my wife passed that news along to me. So,
Man,
Lewis Hamilton's name has come up at our dinner conversation recently.
that is insane to me. But
Sorry
hey,
about that,
it-
Chance.
Yeah, Chance, that was not the best chance for you. Hey,
That's okay. He'll get it next time. Call again.
all right, let's go to our next contestant. We're gonna go to. I didn't get a chance to screen your number, but your phone number ends with 02. Hello,
Oh, yeah, Jordan.
Jordan. All right, I'm gonna
Hey,
put your
Jordan.
name. I love being able to put names in as we go, Chris. Just
Yeah, that
so-
helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Jordan. Are you a first time player?
No, I'm not. I've won before.
Oh, he's a winner. He's a previous winner. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Hello, I'm on the Sports San Diego with you also.
Sports San Diego. What am I missing? Wait, where am I?
The Holiday Bowl. I'm a red coat.
Oh,
Gotcha.
there you go.
There we go. Okay. I'm
Red
not
coat.
actually in that. That's why I was confused. I'm not in that. My wife's a member. That's what threw me.
But Chris is
Okay,
usually
good to-
there
Good to talk to you,
stealing
Jordan.
all the free food that is offered.
I just go for the free food, right?
Okay, Jordan, here we go. Question number 1. Which player won World Series MVP last year?
Otani? Oh, yeah, Yamamoto.
Oh, nice job.
Hey, don't give him that. No,
Why?
I'm just kidding.
I was going to say,
I'm just
like, he
kidding.
didn't say final answer.
Yeah,
All right.
there's no. You can't slip up on this show.
No, you're right.
No, that was fine.
Question
That
number
was
2. Who was the last golfer to complete the career Grand Slam?
I'm giving you the
Jack
answer,
Nicklaus?
Jordan.
Jack Nicholson? Nicholas?
No, wait. Make sure he knows the question. I think he doesn't know the question.
Okay, who was the last golfer? It happened in the last couple of years to complete the career Grand Slam.
Means he won every tournament at least once in his life.
Every major.
Every major.
Oh,
yeah.
Think of who I
I'm
like.
giving
and
you
Chris
a clue,
hates.
Jordan.
Okay, that's not the right clue.
That's an excellent clue.
Nicholson?
Oh, it's a
he went
decent
with another.
answer.
He went the wrong one.
Sorry, Jordan.
Sorry, Jordan. Rory McIlroy. You're such a self-serving question that is. Ugh.
Well, hey.
Sorry, Jordan. Thanks for calling.
It worked out for me.
I'll see you at the next time my wife invites me to go get free food.
All right, we're going tiebreaker.
Oh, man.
Right,
such a party pooper.
I am not a party pooper. We're going to go do Nick Castellanos stats.
Oh, there you go.
Let's go. Let me get it going first, and then we will go to Jason. Hello, Jason.
Hey, how you guys doing? Thanks for not hanging up on me this time, Skraby.
You tell him, Jason. You tell him, man. He is a hardcore guy, and I think he deserves all of this crap he's getting today.
Today is the day of reckoning, I have a feeling.
That's right. You tell him, Jason.
I know that Jason has heard tiebreaker before, so what I'm going to do is ask Chris for a number, and he's going to get me a number, and then Jason's going to guess whether the actual number is higher or lower than what Chris said. Wow.
All right, here we go.
All right, Chris, I'll make it easy on you. How many home runs in his career?
What do you mean make it easy? Like I have this
I feel like you've been looking
memorized?
at his stat sheet lately.
What how many years has he played now? Because I really don't know. He's played 13
for 4 teams.
I don't know. Do you think he's averaged 20 a year? 260. Say he's averaged 20 a year.
260. Jason, is the actual answer higher or lower than 260 home runs?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's got to be a little high, Chris, so I'm going to go lower.
Lower, he says.
Oh, wow. All right.
You are correct!
No!
Stay there, Jason. Chris, you were very close. He had 250 career home runs.
Does he? That's actually a lot, man. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good, but 250.
Didn't Manny make 300 last year?
He did.
There's only like 90 to 100 guys in the history of baseball with 300 home runs. It's not like everybody does that. So
he's going to have
250 is pretty good.
He's going to have to get moving to get to 300.
Well, I expect him to make it this year. I'm going to call it a bad signing.
If he
only needs
doesn't,
50. He only needs 50. Come on. All right. Thank you, Jason. Good job. Stay on there. You'll get the info. Big Five's coming up at the bottom of the hour, and we got a few more things to kick around as Gwynn and Chris rolls on after traffic. All right. If you are in the Phoenix area, see that little car busting in and out of traffic on the freeway. That's Tony Gwynn Jr. doing everything he can to get back and be on the show today. Isn't that terrific, Skrabe?
It is.
Working his butt off. Guy was in Mesa, Arizona, which is like 1,000 miles away considering the traffic. And yet he says he's going to join us in about 15 minutes. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Tony Gwynn Jr., another vote for Tony for president. Meanwhile, Gwynn and Chris keep on rolling here at 427. And a couple of quick scores. Remember I said Notre Dame's going to storm the court tonight if they beat Duke?
Yeah, what's the score?
Yeah, they're not going to be storming the court. 20-4 in favor of Duke in the first half. Not a good start for the Irish. Also, Miami of Ohio looking to stay unbeaten, up by 21 at halftime against Eastern Michigan. Aztecs, Utah State tomorrow night. We're going to talk some Aztecs in the 5 o'clock hour. Aztec fans, tune in because I don't want all of you forgetting just what this program has accomplished in the last 2 decades, because a lot of people seem to be willing to throw it all out the window on what they perceive as a bad year. And as we said before, Skraby, they win tomorrow night, they're going to be still tied for first place in, quote, a bad year.
Yes.
One last college basketball note. Evidently, not every judge in the state of Alabama went to Alabama, because Charles Bediako,
your favorite
former Alabama, well, it's not his fault as much as it is the system that allows him to come back and play. And the Alabama judge who originally said, yeah, go ahead, Charles. And then another judge had to come in and, turn that over.
Yes.
Well, Charles tried again, and he went to the Alabama Supreme Court to see if they would let him play. Apparently they've said no. So
this is going to be maybe an unpopular thing to say, but we got better things our courts could be doing than
deciding whether Bediako can play. I hate to say I 100% agree with you, because I very rarely do, but no kidding, man. You took it to court twice. You got one judge who's obviously a homer to stick up for you and give you a shot. And then the other judge came in and said, that's enough. Like, let it go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, he's not coming back to play for Alabama, at least unless maybe he can just go all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, because God knows they've got nothing to do.
Yeah,
I'm joking about that. Obviously, they have a lot
for
to
a second.
do.
I was like, yeah, they have nothing to do right now.
Yeah, I mean, so many. Well, you know what a fan I am of frivolous lawsuits, Skrabe. It's one of my favorite things.
You love them.
I love those. Yeah. In fact, I wish I had been a judge just so I could hear them all day long in my courtroom. You know what I would do, Skraby? I would just make a big colorful sign that said, "Get out of my courtroom." And when people said dumb, frivolous lawsuits, I just hold the sign up.
Just
be like, that's it. Had it. No mas.
Well, you know what I have to say about this is I actually thought about this the other day, and I'm glad that you brought this up.
All right.
And it furthers it this morning. You would have to wear a robe if you're a judge.
Ooh, but
you don't like robes.
It's a different robe. I got to say, different robe. Judge robe is kind of, you toss it over your head and it just flows down.
Okay.
Hotel robe, you cinch it at the belt. Different robes.
Different robes.
Yeah, I'm okay with the judge robe. Not okay with the hotel robe.
Chris has robe rules.
It is pretty sad that I've actually thought it all through, but I have.
I mean, you kind of have to.
It just goes to show you.
You need to make sure you know what you're doing.
All right. We got a big 5. We have Tony coming back. We got an hour and a half, so we got a lot still to get done. We had Sammy on. We've had all kinds of good stuff from the Padres today and Castellanos sound. I mean, it's been a pretty good show. I'm pretty fired up about what we've been able to do today.
Good. Me too.
Really excited.
Me too.
I'm trying to stretch to 33. Do you want me to?
We need to just we need room for the big five, I think.
I'm just trying to do what I'm told, but I will do what I'm told and take us to break, and then we will have the big five.
Ben and Woods on the
I actually
Fan.
got in trouble once when I worked at the bank for looking up a celebrity, and it was totally wrong on my part. Totally wrong.
Looking up their account number?
Just I searched her name in the account system, and
Skraby, what is wrong with you?
I was like 19.
You'd be better off.
You would be
better. You'd be better off admitting that you wore your underwear inside out. Frankly,
This guy is just searching up people's accounts.
It only happened that one time because I got caught.
Oh, how did you get caught?
The account was flagged, and anybody taking a look at it gets logged, and so I got called into the boss's office like 3 days later.
What did that come? I'm sorry, I gotta ask, but nobody's supposed to be doing this preview. What did that conversation? How did it go?
Well, why were you looking up Paris Hilton? Is that who it was?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh my!
I can neither confirm. That's really funny, Chris, that you just yelled out that name out of all names.
No.
But I walked in. I got called into the office, and I sat down.
gosh.
And all my boss. I loved her. She was great. Her name was Sharon. Amazing boss. She just slid the piece of paper in front of me.
You knew.
Said, "Did you visit this account?" And I looked. Yeah. She was like, "We're gonna have to write you up for this, and if you do it again, we're gonna have to fire you." And I said, "I'll never do it again." And I got out of there as soon as possible. I took everything, but it was not good. Not good.
Just curiosity, huh? He's like, I wonder how much they have in their account.
Yeah. I mean, before I got caught, I did look up athletes. And,
oh my God! I'm so glad you're sitting in this seat now.
Yes, I'm so happy you're not doing any job that can be dangerous to people's futures.
This was in the first year that I was there. I learned my lesson thoroughly.
Chris, as I said, as soon as they walked in, they was like,
"Yeah,
that's our guy right there.
That's our window.
We're gonna take him down."
Yep.
Just lucky I didn't get caught for like. I can't even say. I'll tell you guys off break whose account I saw and how much money they had sitting in their checking account.
And this was how long ago, too, by the way?
2009, 10. Way before I became a good person.
Didn't Bank America end up getting in trouble, or was that? It was one of those banks got in trouble.
All of them get in trouble for selling information, but
I heard folks like you.
I wasn't selling any information. I was just wanting to see what was going on.
Curious.
I didn't check their account activity, which I could have. Been like, oh, they bought this here. I'm going to go up there. You know, I'm not that creepy.
Well, that's stock.
Oh yeah, you're not that bad.
I'm not that creepy.
This is amazing, by the way. We're supposed to be doing.
How are we supposed to do baseball picks under these
I don't think we can
circumstances?
anymore. I think we gotta push it. You guys never did it? Well, I mean,
no, Skraby, we didn't.
Really? Okay. Like you work at a bank, you looking at people's account information?
That's
unbelievable.
It only happened for a little bit, and then I got in trouble.
for a little bit.
I can't stop laughing at this because it is quite hilarious, Skraby.
But you were saying that I may have gotten robbed or whatever. I actually did get robbed when I worked in San Francisco, and they're called quick change artists.
How long did you work in the banking industry?
8 years. I was a teller supervisor when I finished. I was also the merchant teller, which took in around $150,000 in cash a day. Guess what? Always balanced at the end of the day.
Yeah, I bet.
But there was a guy who walked in. He had about $5,000 in hundreds, and he handed it to me. He said, "Can I get 50s for these?" And I said, you know, it's pretty annoying that he wants
$5,000 in hundreds.
In hundreds, and he wanted $5,000 in 50s. He just wanted 50s instead of hundreds. So I had to go get it from the vault. I come back. I'm starting to count it out, and then he's like starting to ask me questions as I'm counting it out.
He's trying to
and then
what did I tell you, Chris? This is what I'm talking about.
That window right there.
Hey, this guy was so good that no one saw it coming. But so when I started getting mad at him because I counted out the 50s, he goes, "What are you doing? I asked for 20s." And I'm like, "What? You did not ask for 20s. You asked for 50s, bro." Yeah. I had to go to the vault to get those 50s. And as I was getting all mad and talking to my boss, he took the cash off the counter and put it into this folder that he had on the thing that
the original 5,000 in hundreds.
Yeah, well, he kept going like that, and then I was so mad, I just grabbed it and I threw it in my drawer. And then he was like, "You know what? I'm out of here." and he walked out. And
How
then at
much
the end
did
of the
he get from
day,
you?
$3,000.
He got an extra 3 on you.
$3,000. Yeah, he got
See,
$3,000.
the thing about criminals like that.
All right, Gwynn and Chris back at 4:36. Crisello, Tony Gwynn Jr. should be with us soon. Skraby holding down the fort at the Odyssey Palace there, the Bill House Studios. We know how. John Lynch, your guy, Skrabe, 49er general manager, says former Vikings GM Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah now working with the 49ers in the personnel department.
I love it.
Nothing wrong with this.
I love that.
John Lynch is successful for a lot of reasons. Number one, he's good. You know, he's a Hall of Fame guy, and he's gone into, you know, building his team. And, you know, I'm going to give you a hard time, but there's no arguing, you know, how successful he's been building the 49ers. And it goes back to a really simple thing that we talked about with Craig Stammen. John Lynch took that job as GM of the 49ers and did not come in there thinking he knew everything. And he's willing to surround himself with really good people. So the more good people, the more good things that usually happen. And I know that sounds simple, but a lot of people don't do that. They come into jobs, they think they know everything, and they don't want to surround themselves with good people because they don't have enough belief in themselves to do it.
Yeah, I mean, collaboration is the way to go with anything.
It really is, especially in football where you're trying to decipher what player is what.
Yeah.
You need a lot of opinions on that. You want a lot of different eyes, and you want eyes that you can trust. And, you know, so I think, you know, all kudos to John Lynch. I mean, this is what a career he's had. I mean, you're talking about Torrey Pine's kid, just, you know, one of our guys in the county, you know, this and that. And then the next thing you know, Stanford, and you're like, okay, pretty good. And then Super Bowl champ, Hall of Famer, and, you know, GM of a, you know, really good football team out there.
Not to mention he was a very good football broadcaster as well.
John Lynch has done okay. Mr. Lynch, if you're out there, should be proud of Little John, as they called him back in the day. His dad was Big John.
And if you're out there, I love you. Sorry.
Oh, Little John or Big John?
Little John. I don't know Big John.
You don't know Big John?
No.
But you love Little John. That's
do.
for sure.
I do.
I know you do. All right, let's get to some traffic and then the old Big Five.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Rivermark Medical. Got a few things going on here. Northbound 805 before the King Freeway. Couple vehicles pulled over to the right shoulder. Looks like they may have hit a tire in the slow lane. Stall vehicle has cleared on eastbound 8 just past the 15, so speeds are looking better there. Southbound side of the 125 near Spring Street. Stall vehicle in that right lane. And reports of a stall on the coastline. Southbound 5 past Delmar Heights Road. Not showing if lanes are blocked. Rivermark Medical is conducting a Rapid 3 study for flow stent, a minimally invasive device designed to relieve symptoms from BPH. Men 45 or older suffering from frequent, painful, or difficulty urinating may qualify. Learn more at rivermarkmedical.com. That's rivermarkmedical.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
Sorry, I had to send a quick text back to our guy, Sammy Lev. He was just checking in, Chris, on us, making sure we were okay. What a guy he is, right? What a guy he is.
Route 66, Sam Levitt's mom.
You know, one time with my parents, we were driving through Winslow, Arizona, and guess what we had to do, Chris?
You wasn't there? Wait,
standing on a corner in Winslow.
Standing on a corner in Winslow. Yeah, right. Yeah. A lot of people do that, I believe, just for the hell of it.
Yes,
go stand there.
Oh, we did. We pulled over and we stood on a corner in Winslow, Arizona.
Why not?
It's a very small city. It's a very small city.
Probably not a lot going on there.
All right. Let's get into this first.
Number 5.
Because I wanted to talk about this yesterday. We never got a chance to do it. Los Angeles Angels players, quote, took notice of Artie Moreno's comments to reporters last Friday. He said that the owner said that winning isn't among fans' top priorities, Chris. He said the bottom line, he said the number one things fans want is affordability. They want affordability, they want safety, and they want a good experience when they come to the ballpark. Believe it or not, winning is not in their top 5, end quote. So my question to you, and by the way, no one has any idea how he got this survey. He's talking about they sent a survey to people.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you believe that Angels fans don't care about winning?
Do you know who Pat Benatar is? The old
hit me with
rocker?
your best shot.
Yeah, her. She also had a song called Out of Touch that was pretty good.
Is that what Artie Moreno?
Yes, I think it applies here. Mark Cuban came out and tried to give us a similar story, last week about nobody cares if the team tanks and people just want to come to the game. Nobody remembers the score of the game. They just remember the experience. I just disagree. The experience is part of it. There's no question. You have a good time. You want to be able to afford to get in. You want to be able to afford to buy a hot dog. I get it. You want to have a good time with your friends and your family and whoever it is you're sitting around with. But come on, man. You gonna tell me that it's not even top 5 to win a game?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I just can't buy this, and it just makes you sound out of touch. And let's just go one step further here, because you talked about the players. Even if the fans agreed with you, is this the message I want to be giving to my players, that I really don't care if we ever win? I mean,
that's not a good message.
No, they might have already thought that, but now you're confirming that for them. I'm not, that's not the where to go there. Come on, Artie. How did he won the World Series right when he got the team. Everybody thought, man, this guy's going to be great.
He probably thought it was that easy going forward, and it's not that
now
easy.
He's the most out-of-touch owner in baseball, you always got Dick.
Well, it's funny that the two guys, Dick Monfort and Artie Moreno, Dick Monfort of the Rockies, they kind of have a similar thing here where they apparently just want people to come to the stadium for a good time and not to win.
Come to the stadium, put money in my pocket, and I'll give you in Denver. We'll give you a nice sunset.
Yeah,
and you can buy some beers or some
see
drafts
Kyle Freeland destroy things in the dugout.
Yeah, but we don't care if we win, and the Rockies fans have yet to, at least that I've seen, the Rocky fans have yet to put their foot down and say we're not gonna come anymore. They keep showing up.
Yeah.
So
I this is crazy to me.
I hate it.
This tells me that this owner does not care about the team, just cares about.
No, he cares about making
money,
and that's annoying to all of us.
Number 4.
I was perusing MLB.com today and saw something titled "Juan Soto wants to beat Ohtani for MVP," and it got me thinking. Barring injury to Ohtani, I'm up first. What would it take for Juan Soto to win MVP over Shohei Ohtani? I don't think he can if Shohei continues to have seasons like he's having, pitching and hitting. I don't know that Juan Soto can ever catch up to win an MVP if Ohtani is just putting up video game legendary type of numbers. It is unfortunate for Juan Soto that he chose the National League because he's going to have to go up against Ohtani, but unless he develops a pitching arm or something like that, I don't see Juan Soto being able to beat out an Ohtani that does what he's been doing the last couple years. What do you think, Chris?
Well, look, Juan Soto can hardly do more than he's already doing statistically. He really can't. I mean, I'll make as much fun of him as I can because, my displeasure with the attitude of Juan Soto. But you cannot argue with, 40 home runs, 40 steals, 300 average. I don't think there's a whole lot more he can do. So I'm almost going to agree with you here. If Schwarber couldn't take it from him last year, and it wasn't even close,
Yeah.
Like, how's somebody else going to do it?
Tyler says
The
even in
minute
the
Ohtani-
AL, Soto would never beat Judge. I don't necessarily believe that because I think Soto could have a great season.
But I'm going to tell you that Darren Judge seems almost as guaranteed to win it as Shohei does. And my argument here is, how did Cal Raleigh not win?
I still don't understand it.
Well, because Aaron Judge is just put to that kind of level or whatever. I mean, it might be the most sure thing in sports that Judge and Ohtani will be the two MVPs again this year.
I hate that because I like a different MVP every single year. I like new guys coming on the scene and doing good stuff. But
yeah,
I don't know.
I know where you're going here.
He did steal a ton of bases last year, so that would help a lot.
Soto had 43 plus 38 plus 921 OPS plus 6.2 WAR. Just think what his WAR would have been if he could catch a fly ball. Sorry, Juan. I had to get that line in.
There it is.
There's my shot. There's my shot.
We're broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. That is Chris's shot.
That was kind of a good one there.
It was perfect. You took it and ran with it.
Yeah.
When the NFL's free agent signing period opens in March, one more veteran quarterback is going to be added to the list of available players.
Boy. Yeah.
Atlanta Falcons quarterback Kirk Cousins will be released on the first day of the 2026 league year, Falcons general manager Ian Cunningham said today. He made those comments during a local radio interview, so we know it's true. He said he spoke to both Cousins and his agent about the move. No word on if Kirk is angry or not. But Chris, you're up first. How quickly did the Dolphins sign him? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
If they do, I may have to phone in my fanship.
Okay.
That might be the final
I'm
straw.
kidding about that one. Do you think he has at least one more year of a starter in the NFL in him?
Have you seen some of these quarterbacks in football? Have you seen some of them? Yes, he's going to play. But Kirk Cousins is forever going to be known as the guy who made more money without playing than any quarterback in history.
He's made a lot.
Is he still getting paid from like the Commanders, right? I mean, he's still getting paid from the Vikings. He's still getting paid from the Falcons. I mean, the morons that keep signing Kirk Cousins to $300 million contracts is just beyond me. How could you name them anything other than that?
Oh my goodness, Chris! Guess how much the amount of career earnings Kirk Cousins has made. Just in contracts.
$800 million.
No,
I don't know.
Not 800.
Not 8. You know what I mean?
$321.7 million.
Yeah. All right. Well, I wasn't that far off.
Oh my goodness. They're going to carry such a dead cap on this. I guess $35 million because they owe him his base salary in 2027, $67 million. That's why they're getting rid of him. But anyway.
But he's good enough to still play for somebody. I'll be honest with you. You say the Dolphins and laugh. If they don't find somebody or draft anybody, they could do a lot worse than bringing him in and, keeping him looking over the shoulder of Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins is that guy.
Yeah, he's the transition guy at this point in his career.
So,
all right. So I meant to bring this up yesterday.
Number 2.
And I didn't do it. But Mark Pope, the coach of Kentucky, I can't actually play the audio because it's really hard to hear. But after the game over the weekend, apparently the referees were really bad. And he was trying to keep himself from getting fined in the press conference. And he kind of danced around it. He said, well, we're not allowed to talk about the referees, but you guys saw it, and I think sometimes it's super personal. So I'm not allowed to comment on the referees. I won't comment on the referees. It's unfortunate. Right. Anyway, he ended up getting up and walking out of the press conference room, but a hot mic caught him while he seemingly was out of the room saying to his whoever, Mitch.
Right, very, very critical, yeah.
Mitch, if those bleeps try to find me, screw them, because I did not say a word about how they cheated us all night. Mark Pope was fined $25,000 by the SEC today. My question is, should he get fined if he wasn't at the table? My answer is no. It is not his fault the microphone heard him. He was leaving. He's allowed to say that to a coach or a PR guy. He's allowed to vent that. He was not specifically formally sitting at the microphone at a press conference. I don't think he should have been fined. Chris?
I think I agree with you, but I think we're wrong. That's it. I just think he's got to not – he just can't take the chance. The same way – and here's what I'm going to say. If you or I say something off the air, but it gets picked up on a mic, we're done. We can't do it.
I mean,
even if it's completely by mistake.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. He can't get caught even though he didn't mean to get caught. So that has to be the answer, even though I agree with you, Skraby. I understand the guy blowing off some steam and doing it off the, kind of off the air, but unfortunately for him, they heard it. So
they did hear it, and the media heard it too, and it was kind of funny. So Mark Pope, $25,000 lighter in the pocket.
I also hope the Mormon Church heard it too, because Mark Pope is Mormon, and you're not supposed to say those things, Mark. Be careful.
Oh, I did not think about that angle of everything. Oh, he's the former BYU coach, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Mhm.
Whoops, that's not what I meant to hit.
That's not what you meant to hit.
That's not what I meant to hit.
Number 1.
The Atlanta Braves. Everybody's doing this thing with MLB where they're having MLB.com or not .com, MLB
Right.
TV broadcast their games. Well, the Braves announced today that they have Braves Vision as their local television home beginning with the 2026 season. They're going to oversee the production, sales, marketing, and distribution of the telecast for more than 140 games this season. The Braves actually chose to control their plan instead of having the telecast produced by baseball. They're still finalizing everything, but this will be the first time that really fans can see a broadcast from the Braves since they were on TBS. So my question, Chris, do you think this is going to blow up in their faces?
Nope. I think they're ahead of the game.
Oh, really?
I mean, don't you? Isn't everybody going to just do this?
No, because Major League Baseball's footing some of the bill. Like, I don't think they're footing a lot of the bill. I don't think
but
all
then Major
teams
League
are set
Baseball
up for this.
I don't know, man. The Yankees are making a lot of bank, and so are the Dodgers. The Braves are pretty popular. I think it's going to be the way most of them go. Maybe the smallest market teams won't do it, and they'll let Major League Baseball run it. But I don't know.
I don't.
Why don't? If you run it, you get all the money.
No, I understand that, but I think it's the for whatever reason, it's a money pit to get into broadcasting baseball games on regional networks.
Well, that's because people like Tony Gwynn Jr. make an exorbitant amount of money.
Okay, so it's shared across the league.
Right.
I think this might blow up in their face, but you're right. Their media market, I think it has to be a case-by-case basis.
Remember, Atlanta kind of gets everybody in Georgia and Tennessee and Kentucky and South Carolina and Arkansas. They get a lot to pull from.
Florida.
Because those other states don't have teams.
Yeah, that's true.
So
maybe the Braves will be able, but I hate the name of it. Braves Vision? What is this, 1962? Smell-o-vision or something?
Smell-o-vision. That's probably sounds like something that they would have called me in kindergarten. Hey, Smell-o-vision. Hey, hello, Smello. Hey, it's Smell-o-vision.
I've never heard of that or never thought about that before.
Yeah, that's my name for you. All right, we'll take a break. Tony should be with us when we come back, and more Gwynn and Chris in the happy hour after the top, people.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris, I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight around that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello. Eric, how you doing? Pretty good.
Wow. Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfuss and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like him.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh? I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over there. So.
What are you thinking to see it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place, so I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris, I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight around that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
I don't know how I'm feeling right now, honestly.
Excited?
I'm definitely excited. Hello, Eric. How you doing? Pretty good.
Wow. Just like I told you, next to the famous Barney Dreyfus and Leslie Wilkinson, whoever they are.
That does look like him.
I know. It's a good shot. They don't do them all that great. That one's good. Really good.
I missed a year. 300. Must have been bad. Huh? I used to be. Not anymore, though.
Oh, it's so cool. What team did you play on?
I can give you a long list of them. Brewers, Padres, Dodgers, Phillies, Nationals.
What position did you play?
I played outfield. This was my dad. Oh, there's Dick Williams, Goose. I think he'd be pretty happy with his company over there. So.
What are you thinking to see it for the first time?
I'm thinking
I'm hot. I'm quite warm right now, but it's cool. I mean, it's what I thought it was going to be. I mean, not too many people can say they have a dad that's enshrined in this place, so I think this is awesome.
What are we doing, guys?
I'm going to see the museum for the first time ever. It's going to be sweet. See my dad's plaque. See where Trevor's plaque is going to be. It's going to be pretty dope.
Chris,
I'm going to go to the Hall of Fame for the second time because I went earlier today, but I'm going in to see Tony go into the Hall of Fame. So all the way straight and back left.
Straight back left.
Straight around that back wall.
This one?
Yeah.
How you feeling, Tony?
What's up, everybody?
Welcome to the happy hour. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby. Chris Ellis just decided to peace out right as I was coming in, huh?
He was like, yeah, I don't want to talk to him today. I'm out of here. No, he's got some like cool dinner with the Aztecs women's team because they won the Mountain West regular season.
Shout out to the women, man. Holding it down.
They Mountain West champions. I can't wait to see what they end up doing, man. I hope we'll see if we can improve on last year. Getting out of the first round this year would be a step in the right direction. Nonetheless, how's the show been going, my friend?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, we talked to Sam. We did a bunch of Nick Castellanos audio from the morning show, and Nick Castellanos was much more well-spoken than, I mean, I didn't really, because he usually gives like 3-word answers, and he actually expounded on this and gave us some good clips here. So it was nice to hear that.
I just want to point out to you, Skraby. No. It's you know, we have the what did he say, about 4 or 5 interviews we've seen?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Do you know how many interviews that he's probably actually done?
50?
There's probably a lot, right? I'm just saying that's probably not the norm. I mean, he got on he was wilding out in the ESPN one, but you know what I'm saying? I give you that one. He was losing it on that one. But yeah, man, I think Nick is, as I said earlier, I think he's probably more misunderstood than he is the other way, you know.
Well, you hit one off the fence today. I'm not sure how it didn't go out. It bounced like directly vertically in the air, but
yeah. He had 2 good swings. I mean, the fastball that was up and in, the single before that at bat was, I thought was impressive, considering, you know, that's kind of how teams try to get him up and in, and then try to crowd him, and then they try to spin him down and away. But he looked good, man. It was another good day. Swinging the bat. It was a good day defensively. Looks, you know, starting to look more comfortable over there. Still haven't seen a bad throw where he's had to kind of like pick it out. Waiting on that one right there.
Marco Gonzalez pitched today for the first time this spring, and he went an inning and 2/3, gave up 3 runs. You were there, so what did you see from him?
He looked like a dude who hadn't pitched in a year and some change.
He's a little rusty.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I would say rust for sure. He was definitely trying to figure it out. I mean, it's really been Vasquez the only one who's really thrown the ball well in a game that's in that kind of competition mode. I think it seems like they are kind of excited about the possibility of Tristan McKenzie and him raising his velo like 8 miles per hour.
That's a lot.
That's a big deal. You know, he didn't command it well, but I think they think that'll work itself out. So they got some excitement there. We're going to start seeing some of these other candidates as well. Like Walker Buehler's probably going to see him at some point. Herman Marquez, we're going to see him at some point. And so it's really everything's really just kicking off right now.
Yeah, there's some
pretty competitions.
Yeah, there's some pretty good competition going on. I mean, Romeo, which is one of my favorite names, Romeo Sanabria, he's been hitting it pretty well. Also, Miranda, obviously, he's been pretty good so far this spring. I know they're not going to win their jobs now, but
everything Miranda is touching right now is coming off like a missile. I mean, he's locked in right now. Listen, when you haven't been in his shoes before, when you got to come in camp and like be the best player, you got to like show it. That's the ideal way to come in is on a heater like that.
Oh, of course, you want to get the first hand. It reminds me, maybe he's been a little bit better.
I'm really having a hard time staying in my borders, man. I'm like going down here.
Oh, Tony does like to move. Chris is more steady when he's. I didn't realize what he was doing. I was like, what is he doing?
I was like, but I keep finding myself down here, so I'm like moving back.
Okay, well, we'll have to stick with that one for now. I just had a question, and now it's gone. Anyway, gosh dang it. Never mind. Sung Mung Song has had some at bats. What do you think of him so far? I know it's going to take a little bit for him to get used to things.
He's figuring it out. I think you give him some grace. He's trying to adjust to big league pitching, you know, and a zone that might be a little bit different. So I think he'll find his way. He's I don't know. He looks the part in terms of I just think he's got to make the adjustment.
All right, I've stalled enough. We're going to have to talk about it. But Matt Waldron and the hemorrhoid. Now, my whole thing is I didn't need the information that was a hemorrhoid. And it's not because it grosses me out. It's just because I don't think we need to know that sort of information. Now, Craig Stammen never said it. He just said he had an infection in his rear end, which is fine. But what do you think, Matt Waldron? Would that bother you if now everybody's just talking about how you got a hemorrhoid?
How did that get out? Like who said
Okay, so
anything?
Craig Stammen said that he had an infection in his rear end, and then Kevin Acee tweeted the infection in his rear end out, and then Kevin Acee tweeted out he's got a hemorrhoid. And so I'm not sure where the communication was lost there, but I feel bad for Matt Waldron because this is probably going to affect his chances.
I might feel a way about that for sure. For sure. Yeah, no, I think that should have been I don't know. I would have felt a way about that.
But what I mean,
maybe he didn't, and that is why they were as gave an explanation as they were. But it would be kind of weird, like how much more of a distraction. I guess it wouldn't be a distraction, like if they don't say that, like if they say like lower body
or just
injury or something.
He had minor surgery and he's going to be fine. Well, what was the surgery on? We declined to say. I thought that okay. Here's the tweets, Tony. Kevin Acee tweets out, Matt Waldron has been shut down. Had a procedure for an infection in his, quote, rear end, according to Padres manager Craig Stammen. Waldron is, quote, week to week, going to be far more difficult, blah, blah, blah. And then he follows that up with, feels like, quote, infection in his rear end, needs some clarity. It was hemorrhoid surgery. Kevin Acee wilding out right now.
I don't know. Did we need to know that?
No, we didn't need to know. That's the whole thing, is that we did not need to know this. And now everybody's going to associate Matt Waldron with a hemorrhoid.
Hey, listen, maybe Matt doesn't care.
Okay.
It's a moot point.
It could be a moot point, but let's talk about the realness of this. I mean, if he's not able to pitch in spring, sounds like he's going to be a waiver guy.
Is he out of options?
He's out of options, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. I mean, he's definitely. I mean, the roster is likely going to be it's going to be made without him in it. He's going to be on the start the year on the IL, most likely, right?
Yeah.
So
how does that work? Because we were actually talking about that. He can be off the 40-man roster, be on the IL, and still be with the Padres. But then once he's off the IL, they have to waive him.
Yes.
Okay.
They would have to release him. He'd have to clear waivers, and if someone picked him up, he didn't clear, as it goes from like last to first, right?
Yeah.
Then he is. I don't know. He doesn't have enough big league time. Yeah. So he would have to go take the assignment.
Yes.
Now, if he had, I think it's 5 years, 6 years.
Okay.
He could decline the assignment and just become a free agent.
I gotcha. So, baseball, I like how some of that is structured, because it's like you put in your time. You don't have to mess around with the whole waivers thing. You could just be a free agent.
No, you still got to go through waivers, but once you clear, you now have the option, if you have that amount of service time, to just say, nah, I'm good. I'm just going to be a free agent and take my chances on the free market.
Gotcha. Switching gears a little bit, Chris and I just talked about this in the Big Five, and I'm curious what you had to say. Juan Soto says he wants to beat out Shohei Ohtani for an MVP. And my question was,
when I read this too, I thought about Chris specifically.
Chris was nice. He was nice.
I said, don't let this man be serious about this, because he's gonna hear from me. He's gonna hear from me all year long.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that. But how does Juan Soto beat Shohei for an MVP? It doesn't seem possible with Shohei's.
What are you talking about? He absolutely can. He could put together one of these like 330, 40, and then steal these bags that he's been stealing.
Yeah,
he led the National League in bags last year, didn't he?
Yes, I mean he was very good at stealing last year.
So I mean, like, put together one of those. Maybe like he don't even have to improve to Gold Glove standard. Just be better defensively this year. Everybody will jump on that. I'm telling you.
I'm just you're
just what? It's not like
he's not a pitcher.
Thought.
He's not a pitcher.
What does that got to do with anything?
Shohei won the MVP because he was such a good pitcher on top of being a great hitter.
Shohei has to continue to do both at that level.
Yeah,
that to me that's less of a chance that he'll keep that level of play up versus what Soto putting together his best year could do. Not to mention, after a while, people start whether we want to acknowledge it, they start getting bored with the same thing. Like you start getting that when he wins another one, it's like, okay, well, we're gonna start being. It's gonna be his greatness is gonna be used against him at some point.
It's great. It's true.
It's how it always works.
You're a victim of your own success always. Yep. Because we were talking about it earlier with the Aztecs basketball team. I mean, they are expected to make the tournament now, and if they don't make the tournament, people get angry.
It's a disappointing season. Yeah,
and there's a lot of disappointed people right now. But they shouldn't be because they still have a chance to make the tournament, and they still have a chance, guys. Tony's giving me the break sign. All right, traffic is going to be at the end. Okay, he's doing what I usually do. Tony Gwynn Jr. here. Traffic's going to be at the end of the break. More of Gwynn and Chris when we get back here. 97.3 The Fan.
Sir.
Thank you for listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking. I have no idea what's happening. It's not playing any commercials right now. Well, this is just great, everybody. Let me see if I could try to start another one. All right. Well, this is awesome. On the air right now with no help, and there are no commercials to be played. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, everybody? You're getting a real live thing right here. This is real live Matt Skraby. I'm going to have to restart Wide Orbit real quick. So goodbye, Wide Orbit. It's not even closing. I'm going to text Adam, and I'm going to say, Adam, I tried to go to break, and the commercials did not play, and the program won't shut down. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to do some Control-Alt-Delete over here. Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, I got it. Task Manager. It's not coming up. There it goes. Task Manager came up, everybody. I have no idea. I'm way too generous with my stroke giving. Never mind.
Are you really?
Never mind.
Wait.
I did not mean for that to happen. I did not.
That sounds like a promo to me.
Skraby's giving out strokes. I can't wait to hear that one. I'm going to laugh for a while on that one.
Nate says, Skraby, maybe you should date her.
You might be a generous stroke giver, but I don't think she really wants to leave her boyfriend for that.
All right, that was good. In full disclosure, I'm reading this. Tony can't gather himself right now. That was a good one, Chris. That was a really good one.
So I saw this at 7-Eleven, and I had to get it. It's called the One Chip Challenge. It was sitting there in the aisle, and I thought, why not? Because I am into spicy stuff. But this thing looks pretty hot. I'm not going to lie. It says a Reaper pepper and a Scorpion pepper. It's also in the shape of a coffin, which doesn't make me very happy about that. Doesn't make me feel good. Oh, extreme heat, it says. I'm going to try a little bit first, just so I don't die, I guess. That's the thing I'm saying. This looks... I don't even know if I should be eating this. It looks like it has mold or something, but let's see how hot it is. Let's go. There's a little bit of spice there. It's going. Oh, man. This is hot. Not that bad, though. I still have this side to go. It is getting hot. I'm not gonna lie. My mouth is like getting crazy. Now it's kicking in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish this. Honestly, it's getting serious. I gotta go with the milk. My mouth is dying right now. Yeah, this is not fun, guys. Never gonna do that again because my mouth is on fire.
Thank you for listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking. I have no idea what's happening. It's not playing any commercials right now. Well, this is just great, everybody. Let me see if I could try to start another one. All right. Well, this is awesome. On the air right now with no help, and there are no commercials to be played. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, everybody? You're getting a real live thing right here. This is real live Matt Skraby. I'm going to have to restart Wide Orbit real quick. So goodbye, Wide Orbit. It's not even closing. I'm going to text Adam, and I'm going to say, Adam, I tried to go to break and the commercials did not play, and the program won't shut down. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to do some Control-Alt-Delete over here. Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, I got it. Task Manager. It's not coming up. There it goes. Task Manager came up, everybody. I have no idea. I'm way too generous with my stroke giving. Never mind.
Are you really?
Never mind.
Wait.
I did not mean for that to happen. I did not.
That sounds like a promo to me.
Skraby's giving out strokes. I can't wait to hear that one. I'm gonna laugh for a while on that one.
Nate says, Skraby, maybe you should date her.
You might be a generous stroke giver, but I don't think she really wants to leave her boyfriend for that.
All right, that was good. In full disclosure, I'm reading this. Tony can't gather himself right now. That was a good one, Chris. That was a really good one.
So I saw this at 7-Eleven, and I had to get it. It's called the One Chip Challenge. It was sitting there in the aisle, and I thought, why not? Because I am into spicy stuff. But this thing looks pretty hot. I'm not going to lie. It says a Reaper pepper and a Scorpion pepper. It's also in the shape of a coffin, which doesn't make me very happy about that. It doesn't make me feel good. Oh, extreme heat, it says. I'm going to try a little bit first, just so I don't die, I guess. That's the thing I'm saying. This looks... I don't even know if I should be eating this. It looks like it has mold or something, but let's see how hot it is. Let's go. There's a little bit of spice there. It's going. Oh, man. This is hot. It's not that bad, though. I still have...
Finally, one of the new beds came up. I loaded a bunch of new music into the computer, and I haven't really heard it yet. And so this is proving to me that it's working. Matt Skraby, Tony Gwynn Jr., Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan. We still have a Skraby show at 6 p.m. We also have our biggest fan here at 5:35 p.m. But right now, I need to remind everyone that Happy Hour is brought to you by GL Pools, the company trusted by thousands of San Diegans to keep their pools sparkling, swim ready, and expertly maintained. Call GL Pools now and say radio for a free month of service. Now, we played some of these earlier from Ben Woods, Tony, but Nick Castellanos had a lot to say, and so we have not played these yet, and I wanted to play them to get your opinion on them. But Ben Woods asked him about his passion and about Philly, and this is what Nick had to say.
I think the biggest lesson I learned in Philly is that when I see something, I need to speak up. I need to, because if I don't, I swallow it. And then if I don't say it again, I swallow something else. And I'll keep swallowing until the point I can't no more. And sometimes when it bubbles over, it comes out quite colorful.
I can relate, actually, very much to that.
And so far, I feel like I've done a great job here. There's been some things that I've quick, and when you handle it in the moment, it's small. It's easy. It's when it starts compiling, and it just gets swept under the rug for, months, sometimes years, and then when when it pops off, it pops off.
Bubbles over.
Yeah.
I totally understand what he's saying. It's a good thing that he learned something from his exit from Philadelphia. It sounds like he knows.
It's great that he learned something.
What?
Yes, it is good. It's good he learned something.
All right.
I think Nick is exercising restraint in a way, by vocalizing it in the moment, as he said, It doesn't build up. I think he's insinuating that that's kind of what happened in Philly, is that he didn't say nothing, and then it turned into having a beer on the thing.
Presidente in the dugout.
You know?
I've been someone who lets things build up and then I pressure bursts and I freak out. It's not my favorite way of handling things whatsoever. So I'm going to start speaking up as well. Nick Castellanos was also asked by Ben and Woods what he has learned so far from the Padres.
Honestly, nothing really. You know, like I feel, I don't want to say like I know myself perfectly inside and out, but I definitely know my habits, you know? And I think it's just like I say, for me, the big thing is to just, I need to speak, you know, here's what I'm feeling. That doesn't mean that you need to agree. That doesn't mean that I'm even looking for a response, but I got it out.
Yep.
You know, there it is. It's out, you know, like now the group can address it. The person that I said it can address it wherever, you know, handshake, have a good day. All the best. There's no intent behind it, whatever. It's just there, you know. Communication,
Yeah.
sure. And if I do that and I continue and I'm honest with how I feel and I share the things that I need to be felt, I feel like I can stay focused and walk my line.
Now, here's something I know the Padres do really well, Tony, is they communicate. AJ Preller communicates.
What was the question there?
I think it may have been mislabeled, but let me go back to my doc to see what the question actually was. Nick Castellanos about what he's learned about himself since joining the Padres.
Oh, what he's learned about himself.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you said what he's learned from the Padres. I'm like, what?
Okay, yeah, that does change. Yeah, it does change a few things there. But
what? Yes, that's. I don't know that there would be another way for him to really. I mean, I don't know that he would. He's only been here like a week. I don't know that he's learned anything about himself. I think that's what he was saying too. Is that I'm pretty sure I know myself pretty well, you know. So it's just a matter of him being able to kind of, you know. I think the great thing about that locker room is they got a bunch of different personalities, like from all ends of the spectrum, and so you know he's just another one that kind of fits somewhere in that group.
Let's move on to Jackson Merrill, because Jackson Merrill was on the show. Did you see this whole thing? I'm sure you did, but Jackson Merrill made a shirt of Gavin Sheets hitting the wall.
I saw the shirt. Yes,
it's I guess a hit within the clubhouse, and Gavin Sheets.
I don't believe he's the only one with the shirt.
There's multiple shirts.
I think I'm sure someone else has one.
That's hilarious. Well, Jackson Merrill sat down and he was asked about the batting order and where he would like, or you know. Now you got me all confused on what I'm doing.
What did I do?
I don't know. I'm blaming it on you. Jackson Merrill on where he likes to hit in the lineup.
Yeah, I think I've always hit like 1 or 2, especially in the minors. Like I always hit 1 or 2, and then growing up I hit 1 or 2. So I think like 2 holes, like that's my most comfortable position that I could be in. I've obviously hit in literally every single spot in the lineup at this point, and I'm only 2 years in, so I'm sort of ready for anything. Sort of ready for anything they throw at me. But I'm just excited. A lot of good guys around me up top there.
Where, in your mind, Tony, should Jackson Merrill be in the order?
Probably 2.
Okay.
Probably 2. I like Jackson. Jackson's just he can hit it a bunch of different places. Really, he's super versatile. I think he's 2. It's a good spot for him.
Go ahead.
No. It's a good
Okay.
spot.
All right. Jackson Merrill on his injuries.
Yeah, it's tough. I say especially like the hamstring and the concussion was tough. Like the concussion kind of makes you a moody person. You know, obviously you're kind of all thrown off. Body's hurting a little bit. Neck was hurting a little bit. But the hamstring one was just more like annoying because it was right when the contract happened and right at the beginning of the year. We were freaking 7-0. Going into Chicago, and then they kind of just got all slowed down. But, you know, I kept my head high. I think at some points it was tough, just like sitting there and watching my teammates. But, you know, I did the best I could. I was there trying to be there as much as possible. I just, you know, I missed playing the game, honestly. That's all it was.
You know, I love spring training and I love hearing from all the guys, but it just makes me want to get to the regular season because It's just such a slow build up, Tony. Such a slow.
Oh, is it, Skraby?
It is.
It's
brutal.
It's so slow for you. I'm so
brutal.
sorry.
It's brutal
that
on a day-to-day
it's taking
basis.
Forever.
I cannot wait for opening day. I don't need any of this spring training stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Last one.
By the way, you're just having to like wait for games.
I know.
You could always come out and like just.
I'm coming out in March, middle of March. I can't remember the exact day, but I'll be out there. Ramon Laureano was asked about where he would like to bat in the order.
No, I lost a lot of headache a long time ago on that, so I don't pay attention to it anymore. Just
like when you were younger.
Early in my big league career.
Yeah.
I remember in Oakland, leading off, hitting 8 the next day, and then I didn't understood what that was, and then hitting 5th, hitting 2nd, hitting 7 the next day. Like, so I'm like, oh, whatever happens, I can care less.
I don't know much about Ramon Laureano, but he sounds fun.
Ramon is a throwback player in terms of how he works, man. He is like just hungry for info and like searching that kind of stuff. He's gonna have a good year too. I feel. I mean, you kind of have to do that. Like, not worry about where you put in the lineup, man. Like, you just show up wherever you hit, because it will drive you nuts, especially if you have expectations or you kind of are, kind of strapping that to what type of player or how good you may or may not be. It can get in your dome a little bit.
Eric on the chat said, put Skraby through one big league workout, Tony. I would die if I were to do one workout with everyone.
Yes, you would.
I don't even know what's involved in a workout, but
I don't even know it is involved as either in terms of what the Padres do. But yeah, no, you wouldn't make it, dog.
I want to argue this, but I know it's true that I would not.
You would have to puke and rally.
I do remember the baseball guys having some really hard, tough conditioning during the off season in high school.
You'd have to puke and rally for sure.
Why is it that the baseball guys have so much?
I don't think it's just baseball. I think football dudes have that. I think basketball, soccer. I mean, it's just you get your heart rate up there far enough, your body's going to have a reaction.
Okay, I also saw the guys with the trash bags that they wore running around. I don't know if that's allowed anymore. The wrestlers.
I don't think it is.
You can't just put a high school kid in a trash bag and make him run until he passes out. Basically,
I told you we lived. If you were born in the '80s, you lived raw. I'm telling you, trash bags. It was allowed. Could you imagine if somebody tried to do that at school right now? Oh my God,
it would be a mess. It would be a mess. Can you believe this school put this child in a trash bag? He almost died.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Now that I've gotten my old woman screaming at someone voice out of the way, we can head to break, Tony. When we get back, Chris and I did we recorded a segment earlier. Chris really wanted to get this out about the Aztecs basketball team because of all the negative that he's been seeing. So we'll play that. And then Skraby Show, 6 p.m. All of that and more. And now I'm stuck in a loop of trying to get out of here. Goodbye.
Hey, it's Ben and Woods.
Now, you've been representing the Friar Faithful for a little bit here. Now you're out in the forefront. You mentioned family quite a bit. How important was it to get your wife, Audrey, on board with this? How long did it take you to get her in this direction?
It took a while. It's probably taken years, but I don't know. We were on the same page for a long time. For a long time we thought there's no way this is possible, with our family and be able to move them across country and take them out of school and all that kind of stuff. But we talked to enough people. We got to thank the Melancons. They kind of gave us the blueprint of how they've moved their kids from Florida to Arizona to San Diego, and we're going to follow that plan. And once we decided that, it was like, I talked about it a little. There was some peace that came over both of us to be able to say yes to this decision because we knew it's an opportunity of a lifetime. Hard to say no to, being the manager of Padres with a team like we've got.
Obviously, when you decided to retire in the 23, family's probably at the forefront of your mind. You've missed a lot of time with your kids and your wife. And now to fast forward to this point here, you're sitting in meetings at this point interviewing candidates, and then however long later, what was the timeline in between you interviewing guys or candidates and then all of a sudden having your name in the hat?
Yeah. Man, just to think about what my mind was thinking about 3 weeks ago was completely different than what it is now. Obviously I'm part of the organization and wanted to find the best manager for the Padres. And so I was in on some Zoom calls, to start that process. And then we and I were just having conversations about who we thought were great candidates and how we ranked them. And we got done talking about it, and he goes, well, I think I got you at the top of the list. And
he just dropped that on you.
Yeah, he just dropped that on me. And, it's a little bit of a shock, when someone, like AJ believes in you that much. And it pushed Audrey and I to actually think about this. And, is this something that we would like to pursue? If we got that much belief from the organization, we've got to make an informed decision. Yeah. And so then after that, we spent a lot of time, like I said, praying and fasting and thinking about this and how trying to map out the schedule and work it out with our family. And once we came to the conclusion we're taking everybody with us, then we felt pretty good about it. And we're able to say, if you're willing to offer the job to us, we'll say yes.
13 years as a reliever. You spent 6 here as a Padre. How has that shaped your viewpoint and how the type of manager you'll be?
Yeah, I think one quality I have is a little bit of loyalty, and I was lucky in my career. I only really played for 2 organizations. I played 1 year with the Guardians in the middle, but not in the big leagues. But most of my career started with Washington, and then it ended with San Diego, and I feel very connected to this organization. I feel like it is family. They've treated me like family. And so, being a part of this and being in this role is something that's very exciting, and I'm up for the challenge.
Now, you had to get it out the mud, so to speak, right? You weren't a high round draft pick. You're a guy who had to kind of grind. That's the word we often use around this game. How is that, or what kind of lessons from those type of situations are you going to be able to take into your managerial role?
Yeah, maybe it's like people doubting you a little bit or not saying you're quite good enough. And there's probably some people thinking that as me as the manager. But it's also exciting to prove people who I really am and what I stand for, and maybe do it a little bit different than everybody expects. But those challenges as a player, they were so enjoyable.
Yeah.
So you've done it before. It's fun to try to get the most out of your talent. And as soon as I took this job, that feeling of what I was as a player, when's my next workout? When's my next throwing session? That constant thought, that feeling, that little nervousness, that little excitement came back right away. And it was I definitely missed that. Now, did I enjoy the 2 years in between? Yeah, I did. I got a lot, my handicap went down and all that kind of stuff. But, this challenge has gotten that excitement back, that feeling back of I'm in the hunt with the boys, and I'm ready to grind it out and make something special happen.
Now, you've been representing the Friar Faithful for a little bit here. Now you're out in the forefront. You mentioned family quite a bit. How important was it to get your wife, Audrey, on board with this? How long did it take you to get her in this direction?
It took a while. It's probably taken years, but I don't know. We were on the same page for a long time. For a long time we thought there's no way this is possible, with our family and be able to move them across country and take them out of school and all that kind of stuff. But we talked to enough people. We got to thank the Melancons. They kind of gave us the blueprint of how they've moved their kids from Florida to Arizona to San Diego, and we're going to follow that plan. And once we decided that, it was I talked about it a little. There was some peace that came over both of us to be able to say yes to this decision, because we knew it's an opportunity of a lifetime. Hard to say no to being the manager of Padres with a team like we've got.
Obviously, when you decided to retire in the 23, family's probably at the forefront of your mind. You've missed a lot of time with your kids and your wife. And now to fast forward to this point here, you're sitting in meetings at this point, interviewing candidates. And then, however long later, what was the timeline in between you interviewing guys or candidates and then all of a sudden having your name in the hat?
Yeah. Man, just to think about what my mind was thinking about 3 weeks ago is completely different than what it is now. Obviously I'm part of the organization and wanted to find the best manager for the Padres. And so I was in on some Zoom calls, to start that process. And then we and I were just having conversations about who we thought were great candidates and how we ranked them. And we got done talking about it, and he goes, well, I think I got you at the top of the list. And
oh, he just dropped that on you.
Yeah, he just dropped that on me. And, it's a little bit of a shock, when someone, like AJ believes in you that much. And it pushed Audrey and I to actually think about this. And, is this something that we would like to pursue? If we got that much belief from the organization, we've got to make an informed decision. Yeah. And so then after that, we spent a lot of time, like I said, praying and fasting and thinking about this and how trying to map out the schedule and work it out with our family. And once we came to the conclusion we're taking everybody with us, then we felt pretty good about it. And we're able to say, if you're willing to offer the job to us, we'll say yes.
13 years as a reliever. You spent 6 here as a Padre. How has that shaped your viewpoint and how the type of manager you'll be?
Yeah, I think one quality I have is.
One final segment of Gwynn and Chris before we get to the Skraby show tonight. I might be all by myself, Tony, because the State of the Union's on. Uh-oh, hold on. There he is. I've just been talking to myself. I just go ahead.
Where are you at, though?
Oh my gosh, what is happening? My camera's facing the hallway. Tony's on a different line. Gosh.
Get your life together, man.
I'm trying. I'm trying. Hold on one second. Congratulations to today's biggest fan, Chloe Kagan of Escondido. Give us a call within the next 10 minutes at 833-288-0973, and you'll qualify for our grand prize, 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey Suite at a Padres game with all the fan staff later this season. Catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Remember to register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan. So earlier, Tony, we bet on this Duke Notre Dame game that was going on. The Duke Blue Devils were 17.5-point favorites in this one, and they're currently winning by 42, 78-36 over Notre Dame. That is a beatdown right there.
Man, Vegas missed that one.
By
big time.
I guess. 17.5. Both of us chose Notre Dame thinking they wouldn't lose by more than 17, but they're down 42 right now.
I'm saying they usually are much closer than that. Now maybe they get it close to 17. And this is a bad beat.
You think they're gonna get it close to 17?
How much time is left?
10:54 in the second half. I don't think they're going to be getting it down to 17. They're going to have to go on a pretty good run. Speaking of college basketball, Mark Pope, the Kentucky
coach.
So we just talked about this. He got fined for something that he said when he was not even at his table anymore. So he was at the press conference. He said, I can't talk about the refs, but the refs you got to me kind of thing. But I can't talk about them. He gets up. Hot Mike catches him going, if these bleeps try to find me, they can't because I didn't say anything about them. And they fined him $25,000. But he wasn't even at the table nor near the microphone.
They heard it. Hot Mike, they can prove it was said.
I guess. That's ridiculous, though. He's able to vent to one of his staff people, right?
What did he call
him? Mother bleep. Yeah.
If they hear it, they're gonna be oh really? Here's a fine.
Yeah, here's $25,000. Chris was like, well, he is Mormon. He's not allowed to say those things. So now Chris is going to go report it to the Mormon church.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You got to make sure. Hey, listen, you should have waited. You got to the locker room. Said it.
That's exactly what Chris said.
You getting up from the podium like you are still in mic range until you walk into that concrete jungle underneath.
Yeah,
you asking for it. He was that upset. He couldn't wait to get that off.
He kept saying, I can't say anything about the refs. And then immediately it was quite funny.
They still got him. I know he's kind of annoyed about that.
He has to be.
It's a very petty thing.
And they're kind of fining him for him saying, I hope they don't fine me. He was actually thinking he was doing the right thing by walking out of the room. But anyway, all right, we have some traffic. And then Chris and I earlier talked about the Aztecs basketball team. So we'll go to that. And then we'll come back before the show is over.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com. Here's Kelly Danick.
Seeing a lot of activity on our roads this early evening, or inactivity, I should say. Stalled tour bus in the fast lane, southbound 805, right at the 52 connector. Also traveling on southbound 5 before J Street, there is a stalled vehicle in the center divide. Looks like someone may be changing a tire there. Stall on westbound 54 at the southbound 5 connector ramp. Also collision in the clearing stage, westbound King Freeway past Euclid. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
The show is only covering 2 states for this segment.
Yeah, we've covered
Skraby
3 states several times.
We've been in 3 states. We've been in 2 states. We're doing a little of everything today. Have you been to Idaho before? I didn't ask you earlier in the show. Have you done any Idaho time?
Long time ago. Long time. My dad used to have, he used to work with my grandpa. They built homes in Pocatello, Idaho.
Ah,
yeah.
We might have bought one of those homes. My wife and I actually used to own a townhouse complex in Pocatello, Idaho.
That is so random.
So random. We bought it because we thought we could make, millions of dollars. And after like 5 years, when the price of it, it didn't go up enough, and the
Pocatello's market didn't get hot enough.
Yeah, we were told Pocatello is the place.
Well, so were my grandparents, my grandpa and my dad.
There you go. So we bought in Pocatello, and I think we had a 4-plex, and these people that lived in the 4-plex were just one pain in the what after another, and it was just like enough already. So we don't own in Pocatello.
Yeah.
Not only do we not own anymore, I never even saw what we owned in Pocatello, Idaho. But
maybe it's better because then you don't know what you lost.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I know what I lost. A lot of my mind trying to run that place.
I can tell you,
for 5 years.
Being a landlord sounds awful.
It is awful
because you're always putting out fires, and you always have angry people coming at you.
There's only 2 things that happen: people are mad, and you need to spend money.
Yeah.
Those are the only 2 things that happen when you're a landlord.
Where's my plumber?
Yeah, need to spend money. I need money, and something doesn't work. Those are the only 2 things. Nobody calls and says, "Hey, how you doing? Just wanted to let you know, dishwasher's working great."
That's true. I appreciate you for providing me with appliances that work.
Right. Thank you for checking in. So anyway, that's my Idaho time. We're in Boise, of course, with the basketball. And I do recommend to people, if you ever want to go to a neat little kind of, I find it to be a miniature version of Denver.
That's
the
a good call.
There's snow everywhere, the mountains. It's a really nice little downtown area here. You have a beautiful river that flows right through town. In the summer, it's kind of fun for going on the river and river rafting.
The outdoors people.
Outdoors people. It's a great place. So Boise, I wouldn't move here, but I wouldn't put it past you if you're in San Diego, if you ever want to take a trip and kind of get away. It's a nice little town. All right,
man. Yesterday we were we need to get on the tourism board for Waco, and now we're getting on the tourism board for Boise.
We didn't help Waco out any at all.
No, we kept telling people that it was nice now, so we were helping them.
No, we didn't tell them that it was nice. People were sending us messages saying it's much nicer.
Yeah.
But
get on that sales team, tourism boards in those cities.
Yeah, come to Boise, you'll love it. And when you come here, don't forget it's not Boise.
Yes.
It's Boise.
Yeah.
And if you pronounce it right, they love you here.
Mm-hmm.
Like it gives you a big step in when you get it right. So
it's like Louisville. It's not Louisville. It's Louisville.
Right. Louisville. It's 1 syllable. Louisville. Yeah.
It is a weird way of pronouncing it anyway.
It is. Aztec basketball. I'm here for the women's team, but we've been talking about the men's team the last couple of days. And we had Ziegler on yesterday. And I thought Mark brought up a lot of interesting points about, the way the NIL is now, and kids are more than ever, potentially concerned with their own well-being as opposed to being concerned about the team and, maybe not sacrificing for the good of the wins and losses when it, comes to getting the kind of stats they want to get. And, Mark Ziegler pointed this out and said that this has been maybe the one time in the Dutcher, Steve Fisher era. And of course, Steve Fisher didn't deal with this NIL.
Yeah.
But Dutcher's dealing with it now. And one of the first times that, this team has not played well or as well as we become accustomed to. And it doesn't look like they're playing for each other as much out there. Just as somebody who's watching the games as an observer, it's not the kind of Aztec basketball we've become used to seeing. And, Tony came on and for his part thought that it was a little overrated, and he's right. Every team in college basketball is going through this now. The kids on North Carolina are also looking out for their own well-being. Same as the kids on Michigan and Houston and Gonzaga and wherever else you want to play. So this is the way it is. I think, maybe this is the one year that the Aztecs don't get to the NCAA tournament. Maybe they don't win the Mountain West Conference and they go to the NIT, or maybe they don't even go to that. I don't know. But what I wanted to remind me and remind everybody else out there is that we have become so spoiled with this basketball program. And I think a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us have kind of forgotten some of that. And we're kind of upset right now, and we're kind of angry, and we don't understand what we're seeing. And, the coaching staff isn't doing what they usually do, and the players aren't doing what they usually do. I'm still here to tell you that if they beat Utah State tomorrow night, they're tied for first place. I'm still here to tell you that if they win 2 more games, they're going to get 20 wins for the 20th year in a row. This is not like we've just been okay for a couple of years. This has been 2 decades of sustained excellence by San Diego State men's basketball. And look, I'll be as disappointed as anybody if they don't make the NCAA tournament. I mean, I love this team. You know that, Skraby. I watch this team, with my heart in my sleeve.
You do.
But I'm not going to throw out everything that this, staff and this team and this program has accomplished on a year that a lot of us consider to be a bad year. And I just I think that's fair as fans. I don't think it's fair as fans, like the old, what have you done for me lately? Well, I don't think that applies to this team and this program, because what this team has done for me lately has been successful and competitive for 2 decades.
Oh, is he choking up, or is it just he needs to cough?
No, it's my mouth got dry.
Do you have any water?
I know, it could have been either one. It could have been either one.
That was perfect timing.
Yeah. Well,
I have seen you cry over an Aztecs basketball game, so I wasn't sure.
Absolutely, and I will admit that.
So. I agree with you. I agree with you that people shouldn't be jumping off the bandwagon or even saying that this is a bad season. No one should say it's a bad season. But as we've said in the past, you're a victim of your own success, and now we expect a tournament appearance every single year. And that adds a little bit more pressure to this team. And so when they come short, when they fall short, it's a little bit more noticeable here in town because we don't have that team in the NCAA tournament. But people should not be ever saying anything about Dutcher being fired. People should not be saying anything about the team, needing to blow up the team. Like, come on, people. They're still successful. They still have a chance to win the Mountain West tournament. Who knows what happens when you get in the tournament? Do I think they're going to go to the national championship? No. But do I think that they could win a game in the tournament? Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And that's the funny part about all this is that all of our consternation and all of our, disappointment, which kind of all started in December, because we're used to winning one of those big games in December. Like last year, they beat Houston.
Yeah.
A few years ago, they beat Gonzaga. Whoever they beat, they get that one big resume win, and, they kind of carry that. This year, they lost all those games.
Yeah.
They lost to Michigan. They lost to Arizona. They lost to Baylor. They barely beat Oregon, and Oregon's not even having a good season. So they didn't get any of those good wins. So our disappointment kind of started there. And, now it's kind of, creeped on into the league season. And then, it reached a bit of a crescendo, for lack of a better term, last week when you lose to Grand Canyon at home. We're never supposed to lose at home, but guess what? It does happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we went to Colorado State and they didn't play well there. So, two bad games, and they have slipped off the bubble. on most tournament prognostications to below the bubble. But I will say, if they beat Utah State tomorrow and then they go to the pit and they win at New Mexico, they're going to be right back on the bubble.
Yeah.
Those 2 wins could elevate them right back to where, they want to be. So, of course, they could lose both games. I don't know how it's going to turn out. But either way, let's be disappointed, but let's be careful firing too many, shots at a program that has pretty much given us nothing but happiness for a long, long time.
I would also like to point out, people don't remember 2020. They had a national championship winning type of team. And if they win the national championship, are we even, we do care, but it's a little bit, we're like, I don't even know what that would have done to the program, but it would have done great things for the program. And
but I don't even know if they won that national championship. Then 3 years later, would they have still gone back to the finals? Who knows how it would have all played out?
It played out the way it was supposed to play out, unfortunately.
Right, and the fact that they made an NCAA championship game, to this day, and probably for every other day, I will still pinch myself that really truly happened.
Yeah.
So
it was a wild ride. it was a crazy ride.
It was really crazy. So as we like to say on this show, Skraby, those things never happen to us. They happen to some other guy or some other team or some other fans.
Yeah.
But, for once.
Like Loyola of Chicago or something. They've gotten it way too many times.
How did they get to the final?
George Washington, VCU.
Right. Yeah, we'll never make the Final Four, but Loyola of Chicago made it.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We also made it too. So, all right, Aztecs, Utah State tomorrow night. That's the next one up. And we'll see if, who knows? It's not too late to turn the season back on its head the other way.
That's right, Chris. It's not too late to turn this season back the other way. And if they make the tournament, I know everybody's going to cheer for them. So I don't have any questions about that. Tony is off. He has gone to dinner, and I was nice enough to let him go. Everybody remind him that I was nice, and I said, okay, it's okay, Tony. You can take off the final minute and a half of the show so you can go to dinner. But that's where he is. Chris is in Boise. Chris will join us tomorrow. The update on the Duke Notre Dame game, which is insane. It's now 94-48 Duke over Notre Dame. So this is not even a game. It's just a complete and utter blowout. On the Skraby Show tonight, we are going to talk Padres. We're going to talk Matt Waldron a little bit, but I want to get into the Nick Castellanos stuff a little bit more, because I think he actually, revealed a lot about himself, and I think fans need to know more about him. That's the biggest question I get. Is he going to be bad for the clubhouse? My answer is I don't think so, but you never know. But after you hear from him and you hear some of the things he's been saying to the guys, I don't know that he's going to be a bad guy in the clubhouse. But that is the question I'm getting out there. So, all right. We are going to hit the music right about now. And Skraby Show is going to be back with you in about 5 minutes. Again, we're going to talk Nick Castellanos. We got a daily gripe. We got a lot going on. So stick with us here on 97.3 The Fan.